Good morning. Good morning. The reasons for me start this life with a slave song is to let you guys know that I'm feeling like a slave in my own country. Right? I mean, why nobody tell me no strummings this morning. I'm feeling like a slave in my own country. You know, I had the opportunity to listen to a few of those persons who had the opportunity of taking part or participating in the flag night. And my brothers, brothers and sisters, you know, I'm really disappointed in sitting and listening to a lot of persons out there who actually selling us a dream, and you know they're not practicing what they preach. It shows me clearly that a lot of people know the right thing by the books. There's a lot of people know the right thing by the books. But when it comes to practicing what you're preaching, it ain't happening. And, you know, I just really study what going to happen for the next few years, what going to really happen to we little brothers and we little sisters that come in, what will really happen to them. Now, really and truly what I want to talk about is we in truth to God slavery. Now, Guyana is supposed to be an independent country. Guyana is supposed to be a free country that the people must feel free of speech and free of a lot of other things that necessary. And the last time I check, people just lock you up. The last time I check, people just lock you up for when you say something and for the truth. Right? Rain falling on my hand. Yeah, people just lock you up for the way you say the right thing. When you talk the truth, people just lock you up, right? But y'all know I prepare for anything, right? I prepare for anything. Lock up, hack up, jack up, I prepare for anything. Right? But the last time I checked, we don't have the rights of freedom of speech in Guyana. So it shows you clearly that we're living under a full dictatorship coming from this government, right? Now, I was listening to the Mohammeds making such a wonderful and a powerful speech. And if anyone of y'all got the opportunity, go back on flag raising night when the Mohammeds come out and make his speech, right? And it was very powerful. And I'm asking myself, and brother, I hope you don't feel offended because of this, but this is nothing else but the truth. You, for all of your life, you and your dad was with the same PPP party that I hear you're beating like an eel now, right? But you ever ask yourself for all of the years, the same oppression that Guyanese going through, the same things that you correcting now, you was there with the same PPP party, beating we like an eel, oppressing people, and doing all of these things. I'm just reminding you, I got you jump out of wickedness and you decide to do the right thing. But I got to remind you that you was with the same party oppressing people in this country. Because all the years of your life, you don't know how to party. You don't know how to party but the PPP party. So you was a part of the oppression. You was a part of all of these things that the PPP doing us. You was a part of it. But I want to say thanks that God still show you the way, Allah still show you the way for come out from wickedness. And I'm going to salute you this morning for that, because you come out and you becomes one of the persons, blessings, yeah, brother. You becomes one of the persons who standing up and speaking out on the right thing. And I commend you for that this morning. But that's why I'm saying it. I'm just reminding you that you was a part of the same oppression, of the same system, or the same party that victimize us, beat us, disrespect us, and all of these things, right? Well, God still got a place in the heart for you, knowing that you separate yourself from these persons. At least God hear you, He see you, and He can try and guide you. But you should have done that years ago. So, I'm saying this to say that the rest of persons who, with the same party, continue supporting the same party, continue supporting all the wickedness and all of these things here, I'm saying to you guys, I hope too late mightn't be the cry. You understand? And let me tell you something. When a man move himself away from the PPP party, here I tell you. This truth, you see, when I should this truth, and you know, and these are the things that I still study. He didn't jump out. He didn't jump out. You understand? He was actually pushed out. Right? Because of the whole confusion. But sometimes he didn't want to come out long to so you don't know, but here what happened. Let me put aside though. He out. The Mohammed's out. And he exposing them. And this is one of the things that I want to say thanks for, because somebody like me and the rest of the Guyanese people really got the opportunity of knowing all of the confusion and the victimization that's going on behind the scene. We can get for know because is a main man from the party come out. So he know all of the dirty business, he know all of the dirty story, and by rights, I know he can talk. Right? So let me say thanks for that part. Even though how we come out, he out. And I think when you see a man come out a party like that, or it happen and he end up out, it's because of the works of Allah. Once you just serve a true and a living God, He just find a way for take you out of misery. He find a way for take you out of certain things. So I feel to myself that however it happen, is God just say, you know something, the Mohammeds? Y'all just do a lot for this party. And this party is an ungrateful party. Ain't gonna happen. We gonna find a way and take you out. And maybe God. Because there's prayer to Allah, which is God. Maybe God say here, enough is enough. Y'all come out and take them out. But that's not the point. How to come out. The point is that someone like me and the other fellow Guyanese, well, Marcel, certain question I wasn't able to answer. You gotta ask him. Which he self and ask him. Yes, sir. At least the rest of the world and the people them outside, the people them around, gonna get to know exactly what's going on within the PPP party, because there's many other things that I know the Mohammeds gonna speak on, and we Guyanese gonna left surprised. But here I got a problem with. I got a problem that a man who was in bed with the same PPP party coming out and exposing them, but the rest of persons who believe in nonsense ain't taking a grip of themselves and understand that, yo, what this man saying, because let me tell you something. Mohammed's was so close to Jagdio and all of them, Irfan and all of them, that the people that who running around on the outside ain't even know what's going on. Ain't got a clue about what's going on. They just getting brushed wrong like me. You understand? So if he went so close to Jagdio and Irfan and all of them, and war broke loose between them, one to the other fellow men them who swear it to all God that the PPP party is the best party for them. Tell me what gonna happen to those persons. I don't know what gonna happen to them, but it gonna becomes a time that these people gonna lose it. It can become a time that these persons they're gonna lose it. And when I say lose it, I mean they're gonna lose it because it's like you working with a company for how much years, and then the company lose your while. What else can I do for survive? What else I could really do for survive? Now, let me stick on the point. The people them, the other persons who decided to run wrong the PPP party, those persons are the foot soldiers. Let me address them properly because either they are human being like me, and we all want good for everyone, right? But they are foot soldiers. There's these persons that do the groundwork. And when they do the groundwork, the government of today does look good. But I'm asking you again. That those persons, those foot soldiers for the PPP party, y'all are comfortable? No. They ain't comfortable. And they will never be comfortable. Because if any one of the ministers or the entire government of today decided to make the foot soldiers comfortable as they could be, well then, once I'm comfortable, me got time no more with you. You understand? Why you feel a man don't carry dog? It's only some people just want to live with dog in the house. A majority of the people them who live with dog in the house, the dog is by them. There's got to go and carry the dog to some training thing for discipline. Because the dog is feel like if Me and you living in one house, we dwelling, we size. I say it's bully you. But if you keep your dog out in the pen like me, you understand? And when you gotta get the food, you gotta time is your feeding and so on, so be the case. You can get more respect for you. So same thing going on with the PPP party. They would never ever carry the dogs inside to live with them. They would always feed the dogs from far. Here I saying, right? And here I got a problem with, I still feel that we in slavery. Let me tell you what I got a problem with. Now, this is why the Mohammed star come up just now. Mohammed is exposing each and every one of the ministers, and as it go down the line, a lot more are going to be exposed. Fair enough. But hey, when you check at the time span that the PVP go back in power, and the time span that these same ministers and the chairing them being placed in position, and the monies that these people got, the houses, the lands that these people got, when you really and truly calculate and look at these things here, friend, let me tell you something. We're supposed to be rating ourselves as some chihuahua, which is a small species of dogs. Because we're fighting. They got people in 70 years of age who fight and work hard for this country, Guyana. And unto this day, they own a land. You see how, I want you to just see how I'm thinking. I am comparing the people that, watch, none of them ministers, son, or the ministers of their own self, never work so hard like some people in Guyana. Y'all take what I'm telling you. None of those ministers, son, are the ministers of their own self. Never work hard for build this country like some people. You take what I'm telling you this morning. And still of all, the ministers and the childrens living like kings and queens, and we still can't own a piece of land, a proper property where we could say where we fight for the country and we achieve. This is what we achieve. Brothers, we behind time. We behind time. still living the same way. They still remains to live in the same way. All what these people cares about is going to an area that the world could see that this area is a poverty area, put y'all up on the Facebook page, expose y'all little children to the world that I ain't get a shot. People, watch. If I can't say what I want to say, I'm telling you. If I say what I want to say, they're gonna come for me, right? So I gotta wait all the speech. Watch. It's only who going through it know the problem. It's only who feeling it could talk about it. You see me? I am a normal citizen of this country. I'm a normal citizen of Linden community. And I don't walk around this place and big up myself. If I go out there and the old gang out there get on boots, I can put on a boots. If I'm going out there and the old gang get on slipper, I'm going to change my boots and put on a slipper for look just like them. You know why? I don't want to moving wrong, pretending that I am better than you. I am no damn better than nobody. Now, the reason for me, I want to be honest, the reason for me coming out this morning and speaking on this, last night I wake up like 2 o'clock, right? I wake up like 2 o'clock. And I ask myself, I said, Conan, why fight for all of these land here? Why fight up and get all these acre here? And tomorrow, you got to die and left everything. You know, I ask myself, I know if I'm dead, maybe when them thoughts coming to you, maybe God ready for me. But it come to me, because remember as a Muslim, I prepare for that anytime. Now, and I ask myself, why fight for all of this thing going on? And then tomorrow, every one of these things you got going left. You can't carry nothing with you. And I start remembering these ministers, the government of today, and some scraven people who get hundreds of acre land and can't control it, but the all in it there. The all in it there. Some people who don't have the kind of family members like me. I got a large family member, and by rights, if I get them kind of land, it could pass down as generation wealth. It could pass down as generation wealth. But we get people in the government who only get 2 children, some get none. And they're fighting for more land, more than me and you. But brothers and sisters, we in a terrible situation, and the only set of people who could take you all out of this situation is yourself. The only people who could take you all out of this situation is yourself. Now, let me continue the gaff. Because I tell you all this morning, I wake up feeling like a slave. There's how this gaff come up. As I wake up feeling this morning like if, like my fourth parents them, what died and gone years ago, as I'm feeling like a slave. And I would like to fight my way out of this slave act. I would like to fight my way if I gotta sacrifice myself. If I gotta sacrifice myself for fight my way out of this slavery that I'm in, I'm prepared for do that. So here, let me tell y'all something out there. Y'all watch how y'all coming to me. Watch how y'all coming to me, because I'm in a state that I feel that the only way I'm going to come out of this slavery is that I got to fight my way, sacrifice myself, do something where the people of Linden gun feel happy. You hear what I'm saying? And there's how I feel. I'm fed up. When you say fed up, I'm fed up. You feel the government of today again cares about anybody out of field. Y'all continues to come and sell in them people's dreams. Yeah? Y'all tell me. Y'all continue to come and sell in them people's dreams. That's what we want for we people. That's what we want for our people. Brothers and sisters, I fed up. I fed up. And I really appreciate that God shines some kind of light on the Mohammeds, that they could come out of there and they could expose some of the same things that he and I was doing. Because he contributes to everything also that we going through. The Mohammeds contribute to everything that we going through. Because he was a part of the system. But God seek it possible to say, you know something? Mohammeds, enough is enough. Move away from wickedness. But he was a part of it. But now that you move away and you start expose corruption, I want to say thanks from my heart. Now let me go back to the point I was making. We got people in Guyana who 70 years of age and don't own a piece of land. Let me tell y'all something. Let me show y'all how this PPP government wicked. I'm going to tell y'all. You people know very well that if you give a 40 years old or a 70 years old a piece of land for cultivate, they cannot cultivate it. Let me start from 40. When a man reach 40 years of age, if he get a proper job, he might be able to pay someone to assist him cultivating. When you reach 40, 50, 60, tell me what can you really contribute to the development of yourself. Them time there, you don't get a set of grandchildren, you don't make a set of children where punishing for mine under this PPP government. Tell me what time off. Tell me what time off you could get for say, I go in 10 miles off of I-20 road, 4 miles in, and walk another mile. Tell me what time off you gonna get. These people set out to frustrate poor people. There is no way you could give a poor man a land 10 miles to reach, 4 miles in, where you got to walk another mile for reaching. Tell me how is it that that poor man going to be surviving when he even getting a meal when in morning come? Y'all tell me. Tell me. Tell me. When we getting oppressed. Let's see that we getting oppressed. Getting oppressed. Y'all see that these people get a fixed plan for make sure that nobody, no Afro-Guyanese or no poor man must get past a level. Mute your mic, Israel. It's a fixed plan. Fixed, prepared for poor people like me and you. Let me tell you something. If you really want to build, according to what I am seeing, if you want to build a nation, here you got to do. The first thing you gotta do is make sure that when a child obtain a national ID card, you give him a piece of land the same time. Now that child gonna understand that when he get a job, he gotta start working on a home for himself. But we got some children with that all call it scrapes and all kind of thing wrong the place. They got nothing else to do because they don't have a job. They got a piece of land. They don't even have a football field where they can go and kick a little ball. Y'all telling me that y'all are oppressing black people? Y'all are oppressing poor people? I feel like a slave this morning. And there's no doubt. Y'all oppressing people, friend. Well, y'all cock up your foot in your mansions. And y'all cheering them in AC rooms, going to special school. We cheering them. We have from 6 to 2 o'clock till to when. The people them who want to pick up the snacks in the morning couldn't survive till later for make it. All these things we going through. And then you come into London. You come into London for sit down, for sell who dream. I am not going to go on no thing and listen to y'all. Y'all is some cowboys. I'm not going to sit down, y'all. The thing that I said morning to my brother Israel, and then you get this is who just coming in. Wayne. Wayne Archer.
Going on quick. I ain't cutting you quick before I go. I ain't come on to make a contribution, but to see this PPP Lucky, this PPP Lake Batty, the PPP one who said that what poor people want with eating fruits, you understand, and snacks. He's on.
I ain't hearing you. We're not hearing you.
Brother Conan.
Hi.
Salam alaikum, shalom, hail, shanti, shanti. There is a guy,
you hear me now?
by the name of Pre-Nice
or
Pre-Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
The same prince.
Right.
The same prince.
Let that
people,
banner,
don't respond to
listen, good
him.
morning to Orly. That banner,
Exactly. Block him
that
or
banner
kick his
is
ass
such a
out.
slave that
Exactly.
he didn't even realize that he's in slavery, and it always got to be
Thank
a
you.
black man who
Black one.
always coming out to talk shit.
Thank you.
To
Thank you.
feel that he could make other people feel important. Let us cross them
Exactly.
up
He
this
He's a
morning.
slave. Get rid of
Why would
him
you?
now.
No. I still need all the time, but I still.
Okay, you see them? People don't
Invite him
respond
to
to
the
him.
program.
Leave
I
that
am blocking
jackass
nobody.
there.
No.
Leave the
I will
jackass
invite him
there.
to the
Don't
program.
respond to him. Don't
He come
respond to
on the
him.
program, man. He come upset people this morning. We got
That is
people
what he
talking
does.
about what's
That is
going
what
on,
he does.
like he benefiting from something in some place.
That is his MO. That is what he does in all shows that against the PPP. And we have to ignore that donkey. Ignore that big donkey.
Brother,
All right?
they don't move me
That's
no
all
more.
I have to
I
say.
ain't even backing them. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. I'm watching all the time, but see what's going on. I'm paying attention to the comment section also. But I am blocking them. Let everybody follow their own way. If persons out there feel that the PPP party is the best party for you, that's freedom of choice, that's your constitution. And you feel that there's the party where you gaining offer, because we might say certain things and a man getting through the PPP party. And that's fine, right? But for me, I'm not going to block anybody anymore unless I feel it is necessary to block you, I'm going to block you. But at this time here, he just giving vent to his feelings and it ain't doing me nothing. So, over to you, Israel.
Yeah, brother Conan. I'm here and I'm listening, and you're pelting some lashes and you're going on. But I want to say this, and this is the hard reasoning this morning here. And I'm not pushing a political agenda, but I'm highlighting something very, very important this morning, right? You're talking about the African man, and you feel that the African man going through separation and the struggling, and the people don't care nothing about the African man, which we understand from a long time. They just pull a few in a corner, drop little drip drops here and there, and the masses left behind and nothing ain't going on for them. But I want you to understand something very carefully this morning. The African man in Guyana today, many of them don't even realize that they are chaining up themselves and they are walking into a place where our ancestors fought to come out from, which is slavery. You know why I can tell you this, Brother Conan? Last year, leading to the elections, the APNU manifesto, it was a manifesto that was put forward, putting people forward, because we recognize that the people of Guyana are not benefiting from the oil wealth and things in a terrible state for poor people in this country, majority the African man to a percentage the Indian, and we got the Amerindian brothers who living in some terrible conditions. We can't exclude them. Now when the APNU said to our people, when you reach the age of 18, you come, you're entitled to free house slap. Black people run like the headless chicken. No, Muhammad is it, PPP is it. Fair enough, you run around. Then men recognize that they happen for the development of a nation, our human resource capacity must be strengthened, must be enhanced. What did the APNU come and say? The majority of the young black people were riding around the motorbike like scraping and done stuff as they call themselves. Come, I can give you $50,000 a month to go back to school so that you can qualify yourself, so that you can contribute to Guyana's national development. What happened, Brother Conan? People ride up and down like lunatic, sell out the conscience with 25,000 on a jersey. Now today, when you look at the plight of the black man, why you think Linden gonna continue to feel the brunt of this say? The PPP never win Region 10 and Mohammed come there within 3 months and map up Region 10 out today and it's like, what? Are you gonna support the enemy who is Mohammed? Well, what we gonna tighten it more for you? Because we done tighten all under PNC and we gonna tighten all now under the wind wherever for Region 10. So people got to understand something, brother. A lot of our people don't want to find time to read. Because in the manifesto, we turn and we say, how we gonna do for y'all? We gonna raise the minimum wage to $200,000. If you're working for 400,000 and below, you pay no tax on your money, collect your money and go home. We set our senior citizens, give the support, they can get $100,000 per month. You understand me? Then what happened to the corner? What am I doing? Right over the river by Lucampeng Square. And he stood up there and he said, yo, we can give you 60 grand by plus a 50,000 participation grant. We produced the largest budget in the history of this country this year. $1.558 trillion, Brother Conan. And all the PPP could have done is give senior citizens $5,000 on the money, make it part of $6,000, and give them a $20,000 grant for the whole year. When you break down the money, then now wasn't even meet a proper $500 for travel when the day come wherever it is. You understand what I'm trying to show you, brother? So when you look at what is going on, many Guyanese don't have time to sit down to read a manifesto to see what is being put forward for my development. People run behind face and who got this and who got more money than who. And when you sit and you look at it, you know why Guyanese got to face what they're facing? You have witnessed 5 years from 2020 to 2025. PPP brutality. PPP nepotism, cronyism, economic mismanagement of this country. And within that 5 years, them men spent over $5 trillion, Brother Conan. And when you look at it, 58% of the people in this country living in poverty. You know what they tell me? Guyanese like live in poverty, Brother Conan. Guyanese like to live in poverty. Come on, Guyanese like to live in poverty. Because in the abundance of the wealth, It's only minister, children, and who buying property, who sell and sell chocolate, from since there's a little girl going to school, buying property in America, and who their house in New York and all over, and who got bank account in China, India, and Dubai. You didn't realize what's going on? The wealth of this country is in the PPP friends, family, and favorites. Because all of you here with the 58%. Yeah, I tell you, Brother Coleman, nothing was put in place as an anti-poverty strategy to lift the people. Brother Coleman, do you know the latest United Nations Development Report clearly shows you that right now 80 to 90% of the qualified people in this country and skilled people are migrating from Guyana? Read the UNDP report, Brother Coleman. Do you know right now? Do you know right now, Brother Conan, we got an alarming rate of children right now dropping out of school at grade 9, at Farm 3, that we know it as. The poverty is real. The poverty is real. But you know why these things got to happen? Because people watching at a personality, I don't like he, and I don't like she, and I don't like who. But we are looking at who are the matters that are affecting us as a people. Night before the last, these people went to Fort England, Brother Conan, to raise the flag. You realize for 45 minutes the flag ain't want to raise, even the flag and all tired of the PPP, buddy. Even the flag of Guyana tired of the PPP. Come on, man. But be honest, you know, you watching the Heights of an Independence. What is there to celebrate after 60 years? Hey, we got a big show by It's and Jam named Botheration. And you know back in the day when a man say you're Botheration, you're disgusting, you're like a noble, you're tormenting people, you're like a rare cross among people. That man come and name a show Botheration. You bring that now alkaline, you bring this body, man singing a set of vulgarity. When the time of independence supposed to be a time of reflection of what we faced as a nation before independence, what we have faced just after, what are some of the challenges, and what are some of the things that we continue to face that we need to address so that we can move forward into the 70, the 80, the 90, or the 100 year as an independent state. The refusal of our flag to raise, which is a national symbol, it says, some people look at it and laugh, but it sends a signal. It sends a message that even Guyana fed up. Even the national symbol of Guyana, which is the golden array, is fed up of the PPP. What is the spiritual vibration took place there at Fort Island?
Very embarrassing. So embarrassing.
I want to tell something. In the 60th year of anniversary, when you supposed to got that thing in the capital, you kind of celebration at a place where black people were being hanged and where they were murdered. That was a slave port. That was a slave port. The blood of the ancestors still crying out on that place. And you got to admit that to say you raise a flag? It sends a message, brother.
I don't tell you already. I wake up this morning still feeling I'm in slavery.
It sends a message. Because if you look at the PPP, if you look at the PPP behavior, the more you criticize them is the more they just do. They don't correct the ways. You look around at London, up to yesterday, I was having a conversation with two of my uncles yesterday. And I say, yeah, look around at this place here. I said, Linden region can going down here and seeing that. I said, but what will them man do? Them men sent two black men to come here. Angel and Mark Phillips who's come here. And you watch the Indian minister when they got a place that's go down in the bottom house and they just listen to the Matty. Hey man, we think about this. This is what we are looking for. And then man put pen to paper. When they still come to London, he can hear by Shanghai residential breakfast, brunch, and night of elegance. Come on, night of elegance. But your condition getting worse. No economic empowerment, but they're coming up and put food in your mouth. We eat too much. It's too much. We eat back, we devil, we there. Everybody coming. Some cars, some cook, you're running out. Some brunch, you're running out. Some night of elegance, you put on your clothes. You're very empty and you're going out to take out photo with minister. And when you go back home, you don't even know what's going to your child kid tomorrow morning. Night of elegance. Early morning breakfast. You know about breakfast all the time home in your own house. When you come this continue to get worse as a people. Take a careful look in this place, Brother Conan. You ever see the PPP ever send any minister, Indian minister to London region 10 to talk about economic empowerment and lifting people out of the condition?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. The first lady ever come to London? Huh? The first lady ever come to London?
Not that I know about. Not that I know about.
All right.
Okay.
The same one we're running up his mouth. The same one we're running up his mouth on this on this program here. That is the question you gotta ask. See, the first lady never find the time for come and address these women, these wonderful women that we have in this watch. Are you left me alone, buddy? Left me alone.
Why,
left me
Brother
alone.
Conan? That is why I'm telling you.
Left me alone, buddy.
People, region people, we come solely that we getting excited about is a minister number, we phone and a link and a contact. But when you move around the landscape of this place, I tell you, buddy, we slowly dripping into the abyss. Nothing ain't going on here. Nothing ain't going on here. 2024, Brother Conan, when we had the flood in the Linden here, Mark Phillips and Angel come to Linden here with a long hand and dry talks. At the same time in Barbies, that the flood in there, it is alleged that 2 ministers collect $1 billion and went to Barbies and all steal like money. And then when come to Linden here, walk the plantation with bare dry talks.
Brother Israel.
Morning, my brother.
Morning. I hear you said something just about your 2 uncles that you had a conversation with, right? Brother Conan, last week, I don't know if you had an intuition. And you talked about the Linden massacre and what's not, right? Yeah. You talk about that. I'm going to veer off a little bit from the conversation, and I want you guys to get to all the people in Linden so that we could refute and we could shoot this nonsense down that is going down with that stupid book which was published, right, about Wisma Massacre, ethnic cleansing of Indians. We need to be careful of the narratives that is being spread because this thing is going to be taught in school and we ain't rebuffing it. People are asking for it to be withdrawn. It will not be withdrawn. The way we could make it, we could kill it, is by shooting it down now with the truth. We still have all the people who went through that thing and who we could chronicle, document, and teach. We need to come out and do our thing. I enter Linden, Mom. I got people from Linden. You understand? And you people down there jump on this and kill it now. Who controls the narrative? Who controls the writing? Who controls the press? Is the ones who pump the nonsense and the propaganda in our people's head. And we need to jump on it now. We cannot make this thing sleep. We cannot. Because this is how these people plant seeds and they grow into forests.
But, Brother Wayne, I just want to say this. Yesterday, day before yesterday, I went down the road. And I catch up with an historian because he's a man, a part of the whole cultural setup. And I heard this old Wisma massacre back then, a whole talk. And I asked him, I said, man, on the 24th, until the 25th of May, 1964, there was a little uprising in Linden here, right? He said, man, that was the shortest uprising. He said there were some ugly things that went on. People got raped. He said he witnessed with his own eyes. People got raped. He said, man, he saw people, a lot of people, businesses were born down. And he said, so I said, but I want to know, because according to my knowledge, a massacre is the mass murder of a people.
Exactly,
Right?
and ethnic
Well, you
cleansing is
know,
getting rid of a
massacre,
mass amount of people,
genocide is a mass killing of
of
a
one
certain amount
race.
of people. So I asked the man, I said, in the height of this 1964, where's my massacre this man is talking about? How many people died, and I'm asking specifically, how many Indians died during that one day little session in Lindley, little uprising or whatever? The man said nothing more than 3. I said, okay, because I heard 3 before a while ago. I said, I come to you because I know there's a man live here. The man said to me, said, brother, when this thing go down, he was 15 years old going into 16. So a 15 and a
That mind,
14-year-old
he's
is
going to remember
somebody
that always.
who also got a clear understanding of what went down. And I want to make it clear this morning. I am non-violent. Whether you're an Amerindian, Indian, African, Chinese, if violence coming to you, I will speak against it in that manner. But I just want you to understand something very serious here this morning, brother Wayne and brother Cooler. On the 6th of July, 1964, the Oradaya bombing of the sun, Chapon, 43 black people lost their life. People know exactly who blew that bomber, who blew that lunch up. You understand me? But people choose to remain quiet on it because why? Oh, it's irrelevant. We got a woman by the name of Dr. Keen Gibson.
Yes.
Wrote a book while Jack Dio was president of Guyana. The name of that book is The Cycle of Racial Depression in Guyana. Byron Jack Dio said that the book can't sell in Guyana here. You hear what I tell you, brother?
Right.
The man Jack Dio said that Dr. Keen Gibson, that book, The Cycle of Racial Depression in Guyana, the book cannot sell here in Guyana.
Stick a pin for me, Israel. Stick a pin. But yes, it can't sell in Guyana, but that does not stop us from acquiring that book. It can't stop us. We got to be thrown in the hand.
Because
our people got to know. Our people got to read.
The book, you can go on Amazon. You can go on Amazon. And you can pick up the book. But any point that coming to Brother Wayne, when Jack Dio say that the book cannot be sold in Guyana, when I was living in Barbados, Dr. Keen Gibson was invited by the University of the West Indies Cable campus to give a lecture on the book.
On the book.
On the book.
Good. Good.
On the book.
Yeah.
So when we sit down and we look at it, there is a clear attempt to erase Afro-Guyanese historical perspective on Guyana political landscape.
There is a clear attempt to erase our history as a people. But we got to continue teaching our history.
But you know what happened, Brother Wade and Brother Corder and viewing audience? Because if you want to hide something from the black man, put it in a book.
In a book.
Put it in a book. And this is not an insult to my people. What I'm saying this morning is that all we need to know the book, but we ain't finding time to go into the book. We got time to listen to now to go down, wind down, dirty stink and dirty, moderation, and a whole host of things that continue then now to drip you away from your foundation. And I want to say this, a man who continues to tell you, forget your history, is a man who's created a future for you that is detrimental to your own well-being.
Thank you.
A man who continues to tell you forget your history and stop looking back is a man that is creating a future for you that is detrimental to your own well-being. Because here I can tell you, if slavery should ever be reintroduced, black people ain't gonna get chained up for 400 years, they're gonna get chained up for 800 years this time.
Thank
because
you very much.
Instead of us
They
taking
be preaching the
time
same
to
things.
understand what is our present condition, we got time there now for run behind it and jump and all the excitement and entertainment.
Right.
Let us
Right.
keep entertainment. While we running behind entertainment, the Indians them they're now looking at generational wealth. You see the guys
Right.
somebody
And you
coming to
can't vex
government
with them. You can't
2020.
mad with them.
And
You
everybody got
cannot.
apartments building here, there, and everywhere. Come on,
Anyhow,
man, I'm telling you.
I gotta jump off. I go listen. I gotta jump off. I'm gonna listen, brothers.
Okay. What's the name of the book, Israel?
The name of the book is The Cycle of Racial Depression in Guyana, written by a woman named Dr. Keen Gibson.
The cycle.
Cycle of Racial Depression.
Okay, the cycle of racial depression.
Yes, in Guyana, written by Dr. Keen Gibson. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. People writing anything these days because why they're looking for sympathy with the stupidity. But look at the plight of the African man during the time of the troubles in this country. Phantom Gang, Death Squad. How many black people children disappear in this country till now the parents ain't know where they're there? When anybody talking about the 1,400 plus Afro Guyanese that were murdered during the time by Death Squad and Phantom Gang that ministers had the hand in? Nobody ain't talking them kind of thing.
All right.
And as I said before, if injustice come to any other race, I will stand up and speak because everybody deserves justice. But when people come in to paint a picture, people writing anything about themselves, but the African man, we so busy taken up with all the excitement. I see people rowing about, oh, who ain't ever going to VVIP and who spent $60,000 for God moderation. Here I can tell you enough Guyanese that go down there. Just imagine cost of living skyrocketing. You're crying out about $3 billion for $1,000. 6 more than over $100 in a little pocket. But yet you're finding 60,000 for God listen to a man sing a bunch of shit on a stage. And tomorrow morning your pot empty. Your pot empty. 60,000 is a sack of rice, a sack of flour, a sack of sugar bottle. Put food on your table. You guys listening to a man that was singing shit. And when he going back to Jamaica, he buying Mercedes Benz. And he buying then up on CBMW and drop top and laptop and you name it. And you condition still the same way. You still the same way. Because you know why? The PPP that know with it's and jams them and psychoanalyze black people. That man don't realize you know what going on. Black people like excitement and entertainment. Let we get them that they want nothing more. When you realize they start to act up, and things start to go a certain way, hey, what happen by bring artists. When you bring artists there now, it's so what? When you bring artists there now, it's a quiet down the anxiety and the depression. You got to make sure you pop Mali, you drink up the alcohol, and when you go home, you lie down there now. I had a good time last night. And when the alcohol and the drugs wear out your system, the reality still faces you.
Still facing
That's
you.
what I still used to call it intelligent deception. Intelligent deception. So, to an extent, Brother Conan, don't let us blame nobody today for the plight of the African man condition wholeheartedly. We need to blame ourselves also as a people because why we are learning. We are learning. You ever tell you we are learning? We see all these things. We see all these things going on. But you know what's going on here? Bring artists. Before the year out next year, you might see cartel come back here. You see cartel come here, come for store curry and pot at State House. He come up a lunchy rum. You only realize what's going on? Look at the music that is being produced by black artists today. It's about rum, drugs, violence against women, violence against your own brother. Shoot out your head back. And all night I got my penis in your mouth. This is the kind of music coming out to black people, brother.
Sure.
Come on, this is music that you making. We are making nothing about upliftment to our people to sit down and say, bye, we are at the bottom of the social and economic ladder. How can we reposition ourselves so that we can benefit from the oil wealth and the other wealth of this country. You so long look at them people in Guyana running around the place like some real lappy dogs, brother. And you take a good look at it. How is running behind some minister? How is running behind somebody for some favor? How is running to look important?
The running is not the problem. Israel, the running is not the problem, but when you reach with these ministers, you must able to whisper in the ears and say, yo, you see we living bad. You must be able to say something to those same ministers we're already behind. But we ain't let them stand still in then. We're running for photo ops and names. Watch.
But that is what is going on. Listen to me, brother Conan. I want anybody down to rebuke me this morning. And let us be fair. Since Angel come to London here, he's the man responsible for Region 10. I am asking outside of road, this government project. Show me a project that Angel has single-handedly initiated that we can say yes. It has put them now at least 1,000 persons to work within the last 5 years, going on 6.
You want
I'm thinking about proper settings. All you hear in the region, oh, young people going into tilapia cultivation. Oh, young people in agriculture. Oh, young people in this. Oh, young people at Island Gas. Oh, young people at Hospitality Institute. Oh, Region 3 got something going on. And when you come to Region 10, Linden, it's like you then now become the outcast of the Guyanese society. Are you see what going on? Y'all see what going on? Black people is the only people when they get power walk in a place and they forget where they come from. And you take a good look at that. Take a good look. While the Indian and all the other races got a collective spirit to move the people in a direction, the minute we assume that power, we get big in ourselves. We forget where we come from. Mark Williams went to school at Maltier. He's a Linden man. He see the glory of Linden and he see the troubles of Linden. What is his contribution to the place that you come from? And he looking after Lenore Region 3. Jack, you're looking after Unity for the Mahika area there. What Mark Williams doing there? What Mark Williams doing there?
Like you hear the same VP talking about regions and step up to 9. Linden included, friend, like you don't understand what's going on.
Brother, that is why I'm saying to you this morning, brother. There are some prominent people in Linden, Region 10, who are putting together a document to be presented to United Nations regarding Linden Region 10 in the whole. Because I thought this I alone was observing the whole rhythm. A woman approached me the other day, and the woman said to me, boy, we are putting together, because she's a woman who works in many non-governmental organizations, and the woman said, brother, I got a lot of wealth of information, and she said, we are going to take a matter to the United Nations report, United Nations, because at the end of the day, the woman said, when I look around, it's like we that now are the reject of the Guyanese society, the people at Region 10. Because the woman said, I've traveled extensively, and I've seen massive development taking place in other part of the country. She said, but when you look at Linden, it's just a road and a little patch up and a little thing happening. You understand? The woman even highlighted what I highlighted. The woman said, look at the forest lady. She run in here, open this mark, just place, stuff, blah. But when you look at it, you never come to Linden to say, hey. So the question I'm asking, the children of Linden Region 10 and not the children of Guyana, man. You open recreational space all over, and this is not an attack upon the forest lady, because I don't know her person, I don't want to know her. I give her respect as a human being, that is all right. But my position, you're jumping all over the place for 5 years. One to Region 10, man. One to Linden, man. Come on. Come on. We got to do better than what we're doing as a people, brother. I want to address this brother, princess or princesses or whatever they ask you name. The PPP never do nothing for this place so the time they went in government. So you come talking about Ashodi Mohammed and Ashodi Mohammed what? When the people of London voted for Azudi Mohammed last year, it was a clear message that the PPP has failed in its mandate when it comes to taking care of the people of Region 10 and London as a whole. They are failing their mandate. Do you know that the London to Latham Road, your God, Princess, Jack the only one the road come here? You just sit down as an Afro-Guyanese man talking a bunch of shit, a condom. A Durex condom would have prevented your post this morning. You! Because I need to just come to stress people out. I just come to stress people soul out this morning.
Hey.
I need to just talk a set of shit. Just sit up and talk a set of shit. Look at your plate. Some of you black, but I telling you like you are there somewhere else. Because you don't get black people. The only people is finding it pleasurable to support the oppressors and beating on their own people. I need a set of grass early morning. You come talking a set of shit. Old people say you have nothing to say. Keep quiet and learn. Keep quiet and learn. A Durex condom. A Durex condom would have prevented your post this morning. Take it from me. A bunch of shit that you just come out there and expose and your stupidity. Get yourself together, man. Get yourself together. Well, all the Indians in this country just live up. The people don't care what they do. The African man in Guyana always got to sit down to beat down his African brother or sister. Like you condition them, all of a sudden you feel like you condition different than everybody else condition. Come on, man. Somebody go there now and I like a little thing on the market because they live in with a 20,000. Woman say me ain't got no fruit and I ain't get this. You come out as an Afro-Guyanese. How you poor and you want to eat fruits and you want to eat snacks. So what? It's only rich people alone supposed to eat snacks and fruit. But let me show you who you are. I say again, a Durex condom. A Durex condom would have eliminated this wars this morning.
Hey,
stay good.
You're good, Princess. Stay good. Stay good, brother. Stay good.
I don't come here, but no, because you know what changed me, brother Conan? It was an Indian man, he commented it with a civil art, he got the right to talk. It's to see you own that, brother. Instead, he sit down and listen and extrapolate. He just run out and that cherry picking and bounce around the place. People say instead of commenting it, why you don't go by the cathedral with a t-shirt and them ones that are wrong? They go wrong there. Go wrong, man, a t-shirt, that man, and stop coming here. Come on, it's the show, you ain't got no auntie, man, here.
Don't want to but he can't go there. What you should them don't make them joke down. He can't go there.
Pringles and all them go there. The show is enough for people like you. Your brain can't comprehend the level of reasoning here. You sit down and talk a bunch of shit. A bunch of shit. People supposed to plant them. I talk too much. Talk too much, and this is the problem with our black people in this country. We sit down and we talk about what other people doing and raising up other people. We lifting up ourselves. Every other race is find time to empower the people. The minute you start to talk about the plight of the African man, Afro-Guyanese now become your worst enemy. Y'all didn't realize your Guyana? The minute you start to talk about Afro-Guyanese separation, the African man in Guyana become your toughest opponent. I don't know why you really eat. I don't know where you really eat. Come on, man. Come on.
Right now we got a chain for the neck.
Just running around the place, talking a set of foolishness. I had a pack of waste in this place here. Pack of fools. I am getting it right. Look around you. Travel around, don't sit down outside the place and talk. Find time to move around and look at the flight. Yeah, what I'm telling you, brother? And that's why I tell you, Brother Conan, in my opening remarks, when systems are being put in place to liberate the poor and the downtrodden in this country, look, you talk about Sister Simone Brooms and the new member of parliament, them go down in a place. But you really want to know people really living in the place there. Tons upon tons of garbage come out from that place. In the heart of the city. In the heart of the city.
Madness don't come easy, boy. And same come in.
Are you come to tell people stupidness? I don't want stupidness, boy.
And then, the people that say,
Madness don't come easy. Madness don't come easy. You know?
Salam alaikum, brother.
Walaikum assalam. Walaikum assalam. Rahmatullah wa barakatuh. You know, Brother Conan, Brother Israel, Brother Wayne. You know, I'm here sit down enjoying you guys, you know, because you guys hitting some hard punches there. You know, and I want to say to all the listening and viewing audience, peace and love. May the blessings of Almighty God be upon you all. And happy Eid Mubarak to the Muslim community. And, you know, I think today many of us would have commemorating or celebrating the Eid al-Adha, which in itself speaks to the current situation that we all are discussing, which is sacrifice. And that is the essence of what is known as Eid al-Adha, because some of us who are familiar with Bible story and know that God would have instructed Prophet Abraham to sacrifice his son, his firstborn, which was Ishmael, right? And in doing so, God replaced that sacrifice with a lamb, because it was a test. He was testing Prophet Abraham to see his commitment and what he loved. But Prophet Abraham would have, you know, said to his son, long story short, saw in a dream Almighty God commanding him to sacrifice him. And even Ishmael said, do as your Lord will be well pleased. So Almighty God would have replaced that sacrifice with a lamb. So day like today, we would kill an animal and give out the meat in charity, which is a symbolic to symbolize the love and sacrifice for the things we love the most. And today, we have to sacrifice our Ishmael, all of us. Those desire and things we tend to love the most that we don't want to give up. For example, you know, we saw someone on the live here who is very much compounded in his or ignorance, because they're hiding behind a screen or hiding behind an image, right? It is intellectual dishonest for you living in a community in Guyana, unless you getting handouts and you're benefiting from the PPP administration, whereas you going through certain punishment and the money in your pocket, that those persons like Princess or whoever with the name could speak in those manner. But the harsh reality is, whether you call yourself a PPP or a WPA win man, and you're living in Linden or in Guyana in general, but we're looking at certain community, the hardship is on. The hardship is on, and it's being reflected in our society. It's not me and Israel and Brother Conan who said Guyana have 58% of person living in poverty. This coming from the people who we borrowing their money from. So this individual who on the live, he gotta be on a circus making himself a monkey. Because either he don't know that he don't know, and he not trying to know. which is a worse state of being. And you come out here to be abusive to person who trying to educate even yourself. Take a notebook, sit down. Or we could invite you for have a conversation if you so desire. But it's totally madness, madness to the highest extent. That we could be so naive to defend a political party because, well, we're a part of that political structure, man. And we can't speak out. That is how we become. And we refuse to do that. We refuse to do that as highlighters. We're going to speak out because the least of faith is to hate something in your heart. Here's the reason every day we out here trying to bring the awareness to our people for them to understand the time and situation we're living in. I heard Brother Israel would have mentioned the state of Linden in terms of spirituality. There's one aspect. And it's a fact. I was there just a few weeks ago. My relative, them is there and they have to run and go into Georgetown. When I hear my mother call and tell me, boy, this tongue, like it get worse. This is a ghost tongue. But some of us can't see it because we just comfortable with the situation and we don't intend to do anything about our situation. Where is the ancestral spirit? Where is the Kofi? Where is the Kojo? Where is the Nani? Where is the Tucson? And many, many others. Bring back that spirit. We have to bring back that spirit within us, the spirit of revolution. And I think I would have mentioned even the situation that we saw a book is published already, the Wisma Massacre, which is far from the reality. The real issue them are mentioning, as you would have mentioned, Brother Israel, the blowing of Son Chatman Launch. One survivor from that blowing up was the late Bobby Noel. Enrique Dedan was one of the survivors from that bombing. My aunt and uncle, they think their mother died, but unfortunately she didn't board the boat that day, but she was scheduled to board that boat. It's a story many of us and history, many of us familiar with the history, what took place in '64. Who designed and orchestrated this plan. But we have a moral responsibility, like I said, on a daily basis. We have a moral responsibility as parents, as aunts and uncles, to teach our kids and teach each other the history of our community, because somebody gonna tell we their story or his or our story. And because we're not smart enough to analyze and differentiate, we become gobble fish. We swallow up those information without doing proper research. To someone would tell you, oh, there was some massacre in Linden where African killing out Indians. Those are the narrative that being pushed over the years into the hearts of many Indo-Guyanese. Just as how Venezuelans at a young age know that the Essequibo or a part of Guyana belongs to them, also the Essequibo, it's become a nursery school rhyme for them that the Essequibo belongs to Venezuela. And to compound it, brothers and sisters, if you understand the caste system in Hinduism, you would find more situation like we see someone bringing out a book to create a narrative, to create in the minds more hostility. in the hearts of their kind against another race. We have to work and continue to work, continue the fight. Ignore people like Princess and them. They're here for a reason. The reason they're here for and thinking they could distract we and type what they want type, they get people smart in the comment section going to deal with them. Because there's nothing he could refute, or if he want to debate, bring your proof, bring your argument. Just don't talk wild based on sentiments of how you feel about a political party when the evidence is there. 58% of our people living in poverty, and it's only announced about brain drain.
I say the man is a critics.
You understand?
The man is a critics.
Is who, Brother Biggs?
Yeah, the man there is a critic.
Okay, I will rest and give you the opportunity to make a contribution, brother, because I can't see nobody on the screen. So over to you.
The man prints in the comment section is the critics of courts. You understand? Them they're taking hands out and those what you getting paid for do. You understand me? Because he with check track record, he was one of them where my mom is placed to and ungrateful like James Bond. You understand me? So anything you're talking and making sense about the PvP, he's always attack. Try come in and attack for distract you and tell you foolishness. If you got course Josh, now you're going to see in the come about this, you know, that short and pants. Try to stress you out. Wait, man. He critics a category.
No, it's yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Biggs, where are you?
Yeah.
But is well going or are you there still?
Yeah, either right there. And I want to say this morning, brothers, right? For the longest while, we've been so taken up with the Azzuddin Mohammed and the PPP situation that we continue to miss.
Morning, brother.
We continue to miss. You understand me? We continue to miss the mark. Because when you look at it, as I said earlier, 58% of the population living in poverty. 80 to 90% of people with tertiary level education and who are skilled leaving Guyana. You know what I'm saying, brother? Right now, we can even invite Sister Coretta McDonald on this show on morning. And she will tell you the plight of our education system in Guyana, where we have a lot of young people right now dropping out of school at Farm 3, which is grade 9. Many got to drop out of school to help the parents that now keep the pot boiling.
I know food fail.
Come on. But we sitting down and we finding it a pleasure to be taken up in other issues. What is Guyana's position right now with our territorial integrity? There are some geopolitical realignment taking place. Come on, here Donald Trump talking about, oh, he want to take over Venezuela and do this. Let's just look, should Venezuela fall into the hands of America? Better believe it, mark your bottom dollar, Eshikrabo gone from us. Eshikrabo gone from us. We got time to talk about it. We got time to sit down and talk foolishness. Guyana is a country. It is a multi-ethnic society. It is what we call in political science a pluralistic Guyanese society. And everybody, every citizen of this land must be able to enjoy the sweet and the benefit of this land. But you know what I recognize? We have risen to a society where we got classism in Guyanese society today. And let me make reference to this. Just imagine on the boat, Roshan Khan, who tell himself that he's one of the privileged. And he'll tell you, no, you can't come big and sit down at the bottom there. He make a whole lot of people to see, oh, I'm sitting among the ordinary people like he's a lord. He's sitting among the ordinary and he feel like he's supposed to sit among the ordinary because why? He's a Lord. That's the kind
But
of
Israel
society
is the
that we
same
have
caste
created over the
system,
last
the
5
same
years.
caste system.
That is the society, and I like how you bring it up, brother. Same earlier when you talk about the class system. Because the darker you are, the lower you are on the scale. Come on, man. Come on. So when you see Russian can sit down on the boat and crying like a little whip, and I remember, oh my God, friend, Ethel told me to sit there, and I'm sitting among the ordinary, and the rain and the breeze. No, I'm glad you got to feel how the ordinary man got to feel the rain and the breeze. Who's you?
Quick, because I promise not for black nobody anymore. But I seen in the comment section a lot of people saying black. So I'm gonna put a vote on it. I'm put a vote on it now.
We ain't got time for push. When people are smart, they go on like,
Don't put no vote, man. They get the purpose. We doing what we gotta do. We can't distract. We could handle it any day anyway. You can learn at the end of the day something you can walk away with.
And if the majority of the people say black, I'm gonna black.
All right. Well, the choice is yours, brother. Respectfully.
Come on, man. We ain't got time for stupidness here. And that is one of the things, brother, I want to highlight this morning. The problem I find with a lot of our Guyanese brothers and young brothers too, every time you sit down to enlighten them and empower them, they always be combative in their ignorance, because when you look at it, they cannot contribute to the conversation, and they're telling you, boy, me want to remember, me want to hear what we used to be in a time, and me want to know what went down with me, Africa. I was never a slave, and me ain't got time with them old people went through. Move around, I'm telling you, move around and tell you black people you recognize. He's educated on many matters, but they're most opinionated. And you look at the brother.
This brother, or he or she, go very well what I'm doing. When you hear what Blackie laughing.
Yeah, but brother Conan and brother Israel, we all understand something, right?
Yeah.
No, we on a focus. We have to continue that, right? Because when you check it, some of the question the brother is posing and open for get a response is irrelevant and baseless. There's an order to take you off of your role to fall in a lane that he on to conversate on his level. We not on that, brother. We smart enough. If you're willing to learn, rock back, sit down and chill out. Because there's so much you could learn from. So go ahead, brother Israel.
Let me tell you something, brother. You know, when I was doing history at Mackenzie High School, and the history at Mackenzie High School just give you a reasonable thing. When I jump up and do my study at college, and I study Caribbean studies, I was able to graduate top of the class with distinction in Caribbean studies. Let me tell you something, brother. You know what I have learned? That the only reason slavery existed for 400 plus years, because we had Afro brothers who assisted the oppressors that are in keeping their own people down. They assisted the oppressors in keeping their own people down, and y'all do your own work. We are the only people on earth that will help anybody else to keep an Afro-Guyanese down. Whether we want to accept it or not, because when I sit up and I try to wrap my head around, brother, I see my brother Conan. You got a plantation, got 500 people, black people, and 50 white people there in a little space, a little big house, and they move around and got a little overseer. Are you telling me 500 gonna overpower 50? 500 gonna overpower 50? But why the 50 was allowed to thrive and do what they do? Rape people and bugger people and lynch people. Because why we had some of the same out of the 500 was supporting the 50 in the atrocities.
But Israel, and I'm glad you mentioned that, you know, because You know, this is thing person needs to understand. It's more deep than just looking at those who are being made a slave to enslave their own peer. They were put to a psychological conditioning where what we call privilege. That's why you had the field and the house slave. We still have the same complex now still exists. You check in today's society, you have Afro brothers who align themselves with the PPP administration. They get in contract, their family have well off and wealthy because they get in money, and they will speak in a certain tone to defend the wrongdoing because they're eating, they're comfortable. It's a mentality. So they don't mind enslaving you or oppressing you with the master because they feel privileged. You check it, the average set of black brothers, I watched some of them when I was home. They tell themselves they're more wealthy and richer than the people them who have wealth, and they have little scrums. But the thing is that they could only be dominant over the poorer Afro brothers and sisters who do not have. But to match the tycoons them, the cartels them who have big businesses, there's no class there. But they gotta come amongst the peer to show as though they're dominant over the rest. Because they have. It's a sickening mentality. So you would find many that we saw in our comment section commenting a certain tone, asking certain question. It fit their agenda because the eyesight they cannot see beyond the opportunity and privilege them allowed to have to be leg bottoms. And they continue to leg bottom until they're dead. You living in the same street with me, you know, and the street that you living with me get big potholes. Flood, disaster, natural disaster affecting me and you. But you defending a government because you getting support financially. So the condition that affecting your neighbor and yourself, you don't have the wisdom and knowledge to understand, yo, it's pothole in the street, you know, I gotta buy struts and shocks. But you know what? You could afford to buy tires and shocks and struts because you getting a sap. This is the kind of mentality some of our people develop. The privilege. So certain plight, they can't see 58% of Guyanese living in poverty. No Alessian. We have oil, and Guyana is the fastest growing economy on paper, and it does not reflect in our community. When we see people living condition, we saw the brain drain. These things is not me saying it. It's out there in the media space. The same set of people that you borrowing their money from and supporting you, telling you in plain words, 58% of your people living in poverty. You're not addressing that. You have a brain drain situation taking place. Guyanese leaving Guyana more than they stay. So how could we be distracted by a little fool who don't even know himself on a live and trying to be silly? We have real business to discuss and real issues that affecting our people. That we can't clung out ourselves and monkey ourselves. That's why we saw our national flag refuse to go up in the air. Refuse, and it's a spiritual sign. As Brother Israel emphasized. When you come on a land that people were murdered and lynched and whipped, our ancestors cry. certain things can't happen now. We can't see it. You know? They even mount up, it's so ridiculous. Unsafe practice, scaffolds.
Yeah, brother, Asim, scalpel. Just imagine you had to build a scalpel for raise a flag.
Scaffolds! To unravel the flag refused. And you know, I want to say something, Brother Israel and Brother Conan, before I hand over back the floor. We got to give Comrade Arthur David Granger his props when coming to dignifying Guyana. Because it's only then Guyanese would have realized we have an independent arch that them seems to exist throughout the reigns of the PPP administration in all the anniversary celebration of independence. Guyanese had a sense of pride to know, LA, wait, is this place we pass in all the time, this historical landmark, which is the independent arch? David Arthur Granger would have restored the pride and dignity to our GDF, to our policemen and servicemen and women that we saw on March to date. A flag raising of pride and dignity to Guyanese, more than just a classism kind of behavior or entertainment. It was more so about entertainment instead we understanding what independence really meant to us from colonialism, what our ancestors would have endured through trade Atlantic slave that would have paved the way, heart, sweat and tears, blood sacrifice. Africans, brothers and sisters, we are asleep. We are asleep. It's time we wake up. We wake up. We have to wake up. No offense to my relative who's of Indo descent. But you guys have to understand your condition and situation is far different from ours. We didn't have that luxury to bring our family, make a choice we want, we family come along with we on the slave ship. When you go to the gate of never return, the shale, landmass, water. You go Senegal, you go Ghana, and you go through the gate of never return, you cry tears to see where your ancestors passed through. And how they're being packed, dehumanized. And yet still day like today, we still bluffing ourselves and trying to pacify people that does not care about us. So over to you, my dear beloved.
Brother, you know, as I said this morning, you know, I reflect because when I got up, my old people say, hey, you see what go on with the flag, and I said, why let me take a good look at this thing. And brother Asim and brother Conan on the 50th anniversary celebration, look how that flag was really big. I think that was the biggest flag I have ever seen, and that was hoisted in Guyana during the Granger time there. And look how that thing, when the flag start to raise body, you hear people, you just hear the roar of the people all till now when you want to be the all the hair on your skin standing up. And you left and you go down in Fort Island, a Dutch place. Where the Dutch bury the zombie and all manner of spirit rhythm going down within the place. Black people were raped, murdered, buggered, lynched. The whole host of badness, you name it, the worst crimes of humanity took place at that place. And you leave there to go there at midnight. And the flag of Guyana bow down. Even the flag of Guyana pay homage to the people who suffered that place. I am telling you, the flag refused. I have never seen that nowhere around the world a flag refused to fly. That tells you that Guyana is in a state of darkness. We have lost the moral compass. We going into the abyss. We lost direction. We lost direction, man. What does independence mean to us as a people? Or it just mean bringing more artists and got more moderation year come and Guyana carnival and a set of shit? When we supposed to be sitting down as a people and say, boy, we have gained independence 60 years ago. And I want to bring some stats to the forefront this morning. Guyana and Barbados gained independence the same year. We got it on the 26th of May 1966. Barbados got it on the 30th of November 1966. And you look at Barbados today. You look at Barbados today. One of the leading economy in the Western Hemisphere. One of the most sought after tourism destination globally. In 2008, Barbados was being ranked the #1 developing nation in the world. And then we got no oil and gold and diamond and bauxite and manganese and you name it. Come on. And you watch come November this year for the 60th anniversary. You can see the glory and the pride of the Bajan people because the national matters pride and industry. Come on, man. Come on, pride and industry. And we celebrate 60 years as a nation. And we continue to remain ethnically polarized and ignorant as a people. Because I was looking leading up to the independence for a calling together of our parliament, sit down among, opposition leader, Amanzo, Terence Campbell and the others here, brother. We got 60 years as independence and we want to make this thing grand. What are you guys' input into making this thing? Because this thing is not about a political party. This thing is about Guyana. This thing is about nationhood. But you only realize something. This government don't have no respect for national symbols. You look at the passport right now that you're getting. When you open the passport, you have an Indian woman there in bright colors in Shishalwar. Open the middle of the passport, the same woman there got to the back of the passport. And when the passport got inside, one Guyana. You think of one people, one nation, one destiny, got one Guyana. A political statement that is totally relevant to the present day political and economic situation in our country and our ethnic position as a people. Come on, man. Come on. One people, one nation, one destiny. Driving go down the highway, they got a big billboard and talking about Guyana. Be escrow belongs to Guyana. You ain't see the coat of arms and our things set up properly there. Yeah, you see that out the little circle and the one Guyana. And people become so brainwashed and so, I don't know, that we forget national symbols and we focus on political slogans. Come on, man. So when we sit down and we look after all the moderation and the carnival and the lawlessness and the lewdness, you decide now to go at a place to raise the flag. And the flag say, I ain't going nowhere. You got men in suit, building scalpel. Some of them never build a scalpel yet on a work site. That's the crime of build a scalpel there. And everyone like the punishment. That all the officers them had to stand up and salute for the time the flag then was being fixed. They're the longest salute probably the most ever salute. You feel it's just a physical vibration took place there. It is a spiritual vibration to show that hey, you cannot continue to do ignorance and we gonna go with it. So when your national symbol, the golden arrowhead, that a nation recognize you by your flag, could bow down and refuse. I see the soldier running around like if the platinum pole and the flag going sir, they're going sir. Come on, brother. One people, one nation, one destiny. The United States, the people got one nation and in God we trust. And nobody can change that. But when you come to Guyana, you got people telling you one Guyana. What happened to one people, one nation, one destiny that we know from since nursery school to university or wherever we come out from? People changing system, but we continue to clap stupidity as it go along the way. Come on, man, come on. We have lost the soul as a nation, brother. I see a lot of people writing and commenting, oh, they're making laugh for the flag, but I sit down within my quiet moment and I recognize, yo, this is a spiritual message, boy. Not even Viagra, not even Comagra, not even Cialis could have raised the national flag, the golden and red on that night. And a man jumped out and said the other day, from conception to resurrection or erection to resurrection, people will take care of you. The people gonna take care of the golden arrowhead. They're gonna take care of the golden arrowhead. I never seen that yet on the 60th occasion, celebrating the Diamond Jubilee. That tells you, partner, we have sunken so low as a nation that even if our own national symbols didn't even got no. It ain't even taking heat us. Come on, come on. Sometimes the hands that was being put on that flag to lift it up, sometimes those hands were unclean hands. Who knows? Who knows? Come on, who knows? And while we continue to drift that now morally into the abyss and spiritually into the abyss, all we excited about is bare fat and dirty this and dirty that. No wonder the country dirty and stink because we name and dance dirty, stink and dirty. And look at the people who gravitate into it. People don't put name to things just because they want to put name. They put name so that they can show you who you are. Now you sit down and skin in your teeth. Let me tell you something. If we don't get it right within another 5 to 10 years, I am telling you, we will surely lose the beautiful Guyana that we know. I used to work on cruise ship, brother, Asim, and I can tell you, on the final night of the cruise, when you see the men got the entertainment and you see the national anthem of the United States being played on that ship, what do you see people standing up? People standing up. Come on, people standing up. But home in Guyana, you walk around right now, I'm telling you, and you ask some 25-year-old, 26-year-old to say the national pledge, you don't know, I'm telling you that. But you ask them about alkaline and cartel and Movado and skeng and skillibang, and you ask them to know word for word. We have lost our soul as a patriotic nation, brother. When you got to build scaffold, almost 50 feet up in the air to raise a flag, that tells you something, boy. That tells you something that Guyana need a rebuilding. It need a rebuilding, brother Simon, brother Conan. It need a rebuilding. Because on the present part we there, we ain't going nowhere. Come on, we ain't going nowhere. You look for 60 years, we have been so ethnically polarized. Racism and division has engulfed our landscape. Whether people want to accept it or not, it is a fact. Injustices and all manner of things has engulfed this landscape. It is a time for introspection as a nation. Where are we going as a nation? I hear Ali talking yesterday upon something, oh, Guyana soon become the global economic powerhouse. Global economic powerhouse of 58% of people living in poverty. Like you just wake up and just talk things just a while. Come on, you feel as little you got. What is your long-term plan post-oil? ExxonMobil when they start pulling you and say, oh, we got 15 to 20 years or 25 years of pumping oil from Liza 1 and Liza 2. Early this year, what Exxon told the people of Guyana, within the next 3 years, Liza 1 and Liza 2, they're not going to run dry because we suck out all the oil. Come on, man. Example in the aisle so fast that we ain't even get in time to catch ourselves. And we gonna wake up one morning now we gonna buy Guyana used to get tile. And then all the oligarchs in Guyana gonna pick up the wife and child and go Dubai, go India, and go China and live because they got property in that place. While you as a Guyanese there is a wallowing in your shit. While you in Guyana wallowing in your shit.
Oh boy.
So now we continue. Now we continue then to hype up and who got more property more than who, and who got 2 million, 200 million property, who got this and who got that. Al-Zadin Mohammed only started to highlight the tip of the iceberg. And I'm glad let me tell you, none of your friends know your secret. Because Al-Zadin Mohammed is the friend.
My glad bad. We gonna do everything now.
We glad that you like him. Because you know why when you sit down and look at it, a set of thieves. They players are plundering this country. Why 58% in poverty? That don't bother you?
If it don't bother me.
Any nation right now, when you hear poverty, government is coming anti-poverty strategy. How can we make life easy for our people? But no, you get to call for a $50 million piece of road contract, and all of a sudden the US is wide open like sunshine. You forget the place of everybody else around you.
We got the brother come in and bring in, the brother guy in. Good morning, brother or sister.
No, Conan, that's very disrespectful, man. You know, that's very disrespectful as a mature person. Hold on, let me just come here and
sorry about that. Listen to me. Remember people that hide behind picture. So I said man or woman, but as a man, I'm sorry about that.
Yes, so I would have been constantly asking certain questions as it relates to the topic that was being discussed. And rather than the persons on the panel answer the question, I was constantly be calling out names and all of those things. But since I'm up, I would want to reiterate or probably repeat some of those questions. I don't know if the panel would want to entertain same and probably provide an answer, you know. So one of the questions that I would want to ask is, during the 2015 to 2020 period, what is some of the things that was monumental or significant that period brought to Linden?
All right, let me answer you. Let me answer you clearly here this morning. Between that 2015 to 2020 period, and I want to say this morning, that the APNU AFC only had 3 years of solid government. Because after the payment to Charandasity, no confidence motion, all government business was just limping along the way, and that was it as we speak, leading up to 2020 election. So let us look there now from 2015 to 2018, and I don't want to zoom it down to Linden alone, because I am a nationalist and I speak on matters of national importance. When we sit and we look at it, I want to bring this to your attention. Under the APNU AFC government, public servants received a salary increase of 77% in 4 years from 2015 to 2019, 19.25% per year without tile money. That never happened yet in the history of this country in a non-oil economy. Guyana, do you know that Guyana was blacklisted by the European Union and the other financial institution that limit foreign investment in Guyana? Do you know it was the APNU AFC government that removed Guyana from the economic blacklist? This is not recognized. And according to education, we recognize that many children weren't going to school in our country here because of the No Child Left Behind Dunce policy. Do you know the TV program, bus boat, breakfast, bicycle, and books within the first year? We saw a 10% improvement in school attendance in this country, and we topped the Caribbean and the CXC with a pass rate of 73.6%. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that many communities, neighboring communities, ICT hubs were being put in place that The people from the interior could have connected with the hinterland. Are you aware of that? Are you aware that no? That right at Linden here.
Israel, slow down for me, please. This guy who just came online, Israel has asked some questions that I would like for you to answer. Israel, as you go, let him answer as you go. I would like for you to answer. Are you aware of these things, please? And it's not only Linden the government has been placed to govern, it's the entire country. What happened from 1992 to 2015? Let's talk about that. What did they do for Linden? I'm out, in and out.
Answer, brother Prince or whatever your name is. Answer. Are you aware of that?
No, but I can't ask.
Just hold a pen. Before 2015, are you aware that the European Union gave the PPP $348 billion for the diversification of Gaisuko? And when Granger got into power there in 2015, do you know that Gaisuko had $0 to pay sugar workers and Granger had to borrow $400 million from the Jamaican bank to pay sugar workers? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that?
In aware.
Are you aware of that?
Brother,
Do you know, Brother Prince? Do you know, Brother Prince, that in 2009, Barra drove the commission the largest investment in the Caribbean. The scandal of the country for $200 million Guyana dollar, $40 billion Guyana dollar. And after 17 years, after 17 years, I'm not getting 17 years. Do you know, Brother Pre-Nice? Do you know that from that time to now, 17 years after, we made minus 0% returns on the investment? Not one Guyana dollar was ever made from Gaisuko. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? Look at the Amelia Pass project. What job you want to get flip boat? Man want some little barbershop down at some place in New York. What going on? How much money was spent? How much money was spent at the Amelia Pass project? We got results of that.
Give you a chance, Israel. Give you a chance.
Energy project, my brother, pretty nice. Look at the gas energy. You had to pay a company the other day almost $100 million US for the gas energy arbitration vibration. Are you aware of that? Are you aware, or you just playing that you're not aware?
Give him a chance now.
Answer, my brother, answer.
Yeah, brother, let me hear you.
Yes, I asked one question and I'm yet to receive an answer for that question. So I'll proceed to another question.
No,
you mentioned
I am not zooming on, not
no, but you see, you know what I'll do? I'll mute. Hold on, man. When you were speaking, I mute my mic. I would try to require the same respect. As a mature person, I would just want you to give me my time to speak. I asked you a question, you went to start asking me 10 of thousands of questions rather than answering one simple question that I was asked. Although you have the information from all these different periods that I'm not aware of, I asked you one simple question. I think in the art of debate, in the art of a discussion, a question normally deserves an answer. But since you went on so much information to your abyss, I would think I would want to reiterate my question, because throughout the morning I was listening to the live, and the live continued to focus on what is taking place in Linden primarily. So my question was precisely for Linden and what's happening in Linden. I in my belief, I think Conan normally speaks of the issues and events that is taking place in Linden.
Yes,
but since you are they here?
If I may, in fairness, right? If I may, brother, I respect you in the sense that you take the initiative to come on the live after you would have accused us or play victim of us abusing or disrespecting you. We did not disrespect you. Hence the reason when Conan asked for a vote, to block you from the live, I said no. And that is a form of respect for you so that you could learn something.
No,
And
but then again,
hold on. I can get the floor because I ain't get much time. Just now, brother. Right?
Okay. But no, but it was my time to speak, you know. You interrupted
No,
me, you know.
I asked, sorry about that, but I asked for the permission. Right? I don't know if you're here when I asked for permission. Right? But you will speak. You will get the opportunity to speak. Right? You ask a question, but Israel would have provided you with more evidence of the question you would have asked. I don't know if you're not aware of what you asked or you're being naive that you didn't acknowledge. The answers were so many that you didn't acknowledge. And now you're trying to be intellectual dishonest to yourself, brother. So I will give you the floor for you to ask many more of those questions you would like answer for. Respect and love. Over to you, brother.
Yes. So your first revelation was the salary raised. And you spoke along the line of they did it without oil. Could you tell us, or could you tell me what was the tax per day collected during the period of 2015 to the 3 year that you speak of? 15, 16, 17, maybe by 2018. What were the tax collected per day by the APNU administration at that time?
Let me answer you, brother Pre. Let me tell you this, right?
Could you please answer one question at a time?
Listen, just now, before you go on, because I want you to ask me any question and we miss the gist. When the APNU came into government, they reduced the VAT then now from 16% to 14%. They increased
I'm
salary.
asking a simple question.
Yeah,
I find you going along the same line like
you
before.
were talking about tax, and I know where you're going with the tax talk because the
no, but you asked
out.
me to ask you a question. I'm asking the question now, and you're giving me everything except the answer.
No,
you're going along
I'm saying to you. Listen what I'm saying to you. I like to get into context because I know where you're coming from with that question with the taxation. Because you're saying that according to the PPP, they say, oh, over 200 taxes were being imposed upon people, and you're talking about taxation. All right, listen to this. Listen to this. The PPP came into power back in 2020, and they removed the 200 taxes y'all claim. Y'all claim that now that the APNU got the people of Guyana done with. But do you know that when we leave government in 2020, we had a 43%, a 43.5% GDP, 0.9% inflation rate. All right. Now your government coming to power then now in the abundance of the isle. I am asking, what is the inflation rate today? Guyanese still crying out there now about high cost of living. So the taxes, I would like for the taxes to be provided to me because the PPP is saying that there were 200 taxes, and the last time I checked, it wasn't 200 taxes. So I would like you to tell me, because I'm not fully aware of the big taxation, everyday taxation you're talking about. So I would like you to tell me, because I don't know.
So the clear answer for that question is that you don't know the answer.
I don't know.
Yes. So during the year, between the 5 years that the PNC was in office, the APNUSC-led administration was in office, per day they collect at least 400 million Guyanese dollars per day in taxes. While we lament on the fact that there wasn't oil revenue and there wasn't this abundance of resources that was right there, the only new thing that we are doing currently now is oil. So where did that 400 plus million per day that was collected in tax, why wasn't that enough for you to fix the same issues that rightfully so you were blaming the now administration of not fixing with oil?
You talking? Yeah, you're talking about 400 million per day. I don't know if that is information that was fed to you by the PPP propaganda machine, or that
No,
was
but
report that came out.
hold on.
No, listen. Or that was empirical evidence that came out from the Ministry of Finance. Now you can look at it. You say 400 million per day. But when you look at it there now, there were increases in salary by 19.25% per year. There were improvements in our education. There were improvements in health. There were improvements then now in other sectors. Why you think under the APNU, many institutions were strengthened? Because look at it, it was the goal. It was the goal alone that the fetching the burden of this economy during the time of the APNU. We invest in institutional capacity, and that is why we could have made so much ounces of gold within that period of time. Now look at it, you talking about the taxes and all these things. PP come back into power and our gold declaration is way below that what it used to be. Even though you're seeing more vehicle and more fuel and everything heading to the back dams. Come on. So, man, a lot of those monies, even though it was collected, and I want to say this, under the AP and new government, with those kind of macroeconomic policies, we witnessed 5 years of macroeconomic growth in this country here. That even when Barajagio took over power in 2020, he turned and he said that the economy was in good hands because they would tell you we never left an empty treasury. We never left an empty treasury like how we got meet it in 2015. Over to you. Over to you.
So once again, you seem to be deflecting. But let me ask you another question. At the period at which there was increase in salary, what happened to the tax threshold during that period? Did the tax threshold increase or decrease? Because as the simple economics would say, if you increase salary and you also increase the tax threshold at the same time, is literally you're giving the people pittance. Because if you're giving somebody 100,000, let us use that figure, 100,000, and then the tax threshold stick at 100,000 rather than increasing to maybe 140 or 160. So the persons that was receiving 100,000 get to keep their 100,000. Did that occur during this period of this best salary increase that public servants see, or as the salary increased, the tax threshold remains stagnant? So the person that was out of that was still being grabbed by the tax net. So that's my question.
The tax net never put no pressure on nobody because it is the introduction of VAT is what put Guyanese there now in the back foot with the limited there now salary. Because do you know that when Granger got
find you not answering the question. You're asking me a question.
Do you know?
Not answering the question.
I am answering you, but I want you to understand. When the APNU got into power in 2015, what was the minimum wage in this country? 39,540. 39,540. And then men raised up that because sweeper cleaners at school never used to even make $40,000. And those men come and raise that. So even though we recognize there was a taxation along the way, then out to pull in the little revenue here and there, you sit down and you look at it, we have seen the significant benefit of where the tax dollar come and what area it was being put in towards national development of this country. Now today, you're talking about all this taxation. I would like you to answer me. Is Guyanese better off today with the removal of the 200 taxes that you claim that was there, and with the present economic layout and the tax process that is going on in Guyana as we speak?
Yes to your question.
Okay. Because I am saying this. All of that improvement, 19.25% per year, was in a non-oil economy. All right, fair enough. You're saying that the tax with the AP and UPNC, AFC put on the people was burdensome. But the people weren't taxed and they didn't receive any benefit there because we saw improvement in salary and all other things. Now look at it today. We got oil, which is the new buy on the block. Mr. Oil right now we're financing almost more than 50% than now of our budget for the year. Here I'm looking at our Guyanese better off today with the removal of all the taxes that the APNU had put there in place. Because the last time I checked, even though we reduced VAT from 16% to 14%, Guyanese had a better disposable income under the APNU AFC in a non-oil economy. In a non-oil economy, we have never produced $1 trillion budget in a year. And you sit down and look at the PPP has produced almost $7 trillion budget, including supplemental between 2020 to 2026. And they were telling you about 58% of the population living in poverty. And not not the highlighted says so. That is the UN report says so.
No. Based on that 58% people living in poverty and the 38% in extreme poverty, could you point me to the data when that information was pulled? Hold on, man. Prior to 2020.
Brother, everything you need to know, go and type in on DPI, and everything is right there for you.
But I'm asking you.
Why am I telling you about the DPI?
No, but hold on, man. Hold on. You asking me question and you asking me to provide answer. No, you asked me a question as it relates to if the country is better off, and I said yes. You went on to explain why it's probably not, and I accept that. But now I'm asking you, could you help me in any way, shape, or form to find me where I can locate that 58% in poverty, where that data was gathered anytime prior to 2020?
Man, I know where you coming from. You coming with another propaganda.
Man,
because everybody realizes you all the PPP. Y'all see evil and call it good and good evil.
Correct. That's not how you do. That's not how you participate. That's not how you participate in a debate, bro. You are asking questions.
What am I saying? You're making a great deal of sense. All I'm telling you is go to the DPI and you type in, because I want to bring something to the forefront this morning. It was being peddled time after time after time after time, but it's 18 million signing bonus. That people claim that Graham John, Winston Jordan, and them had thieved the money and all man of thing. Time after time, I had to go punch it in. And the general report on the 18 million. All the information are right there. I am saying to you, me won't talk anything while this morning. So instead of me, you then now debating if it was prior 2019 or if it was prior this and prior that, the information is right on the internet. Don't let your smartphone be smarter than you. Go, you type it in you Google. You type it in you Google. Go in and look at the UNDP report for 2025 on the migration of Guyanese, the skilled people and the qualified people. You go and check it up.
Let me step in for a second. Star Major, let me step in for a second. You see what this brother is doing here? He's cherry picking. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to stray us away from the narrative. I want to ask you one question, sir. One question I have for you, right? From the time PP take office from 2015 to 2020, right? This is the largest budget pass in history in Guyana. Are you happy with the works have been done so far?
I am 100% happy with the work that's been done. I would have seen that. You asked me a question. Could you allow me to? Okay, you didn't finish the question. You didn't finish the question. Did you? Your question was completed, or you want to elaborate a little more and then?
No, you got to speak. I get you. Speak. You want to say happy with the work you've done?
Yes, I am 100% happy with the progress in which my country is going. I would have seen great improvement in all the different sectors in this country, whether someone will accept or someone will choose not to accept. Where we were is different from where we are now. Regardless of who is in power, you have to become, in some point, a nationalist to see that, yes, there are international crisis that is going on, probably all over the world. There is war that is probably causing it's currently causing the fluctuation of prices and inflation to spike in all the different countries, not just Guyana. The thing is that we have zero control of what takes place in the world stage. All we could do is, when those things happen, is try to cushion our economy in that, in a sense, to protect our country from going to that spike or see that continue increasing inflation. And what I think, the government is doing a good job at it. Yes, the government is not perfect. Nobody is coming here to say the government is making a 100% perfection as it relates to running the country. But I think based on the trajectory in which they're going, they're treading along the lines of what you would expect a developing nation to experience. And another thing too is not that the fact that persons are isolating Guyana from what actually took place in multiple different countries that would have recently found oil. There are certain things that comes with finding the new resources and extracting the new resources. One, the prices continue to rise. That is tantamount to what would always take place in a developing country. But you find that there are often Guyanese would compare Guyana to a foreign territory that would have been in existence for way over 250 years, which is actually an embarrassment and an unpatriotic move. You have a country that would have.
All right, think of thing right there. Our next question, right? With the roads is what's currently being built in Guyana, are you happy with that?
And as it relates to the road, there are some that we would have found that there are some faulty contractors, but all in all, they're Guyanese. And I think what the government is actually doing is giving our people, because let's say that they would have contracted out those roads to foreign contractors, Guyanese would have still complained. I'm not saying that they are 100% perfect. Hold on, man. You're asking the question. Could you allow me to complete? Nobody can allow me to complete. Nobody can undo that. You cannot keep cutting my answer. This is second cutting my answer.
When you say our people, what do you mean by that? Be more specific. When you say our people.
Guyanese, okay. Every time I say our people, I'm talking to Guyanese. I'm not speaking about race or nothing. I have not come up here and call anybody or speak of anybody about race or so on. Please, you won't get that from me. But you see, when you do that, you break my train of thought. What I was speaking about is the fact that, yes, there are some contractors that are faulting. Yes, there are contractors that are doing substandard job and under the surface of it. But in all of these contracts, there's a contingency amount that the government retain for that period of maybe 6 to 12 months. And that work would need to be rectified by that contractor out of his or her pocket, or the government just forfeited that sum. So yes, there are inadequacy, there are poor quality of work. Sometimes there are concrete that is failing or XYZ, but Guyanese are actually benefiting from the experience, becoming professional and have that under the belt. Okay, I would have constructed this. While I must acknowledge that they are not 100%, and we cannot expect that. That is an unrealistic expectation to think that everything that this government do is supposed to be 100% accurate. So yes, we want to shoot down the roads, but we're not talking about, they are this one that would have been done correctly. They have this one that has been done with a high standard. They are development. They are persons that would have now tailored themselves into this type of construction for the first time. So I think the government expect there are some that are going to fail. There are some that would have not been 100%, but they are all Guyanese, and I think it is it's sometimes weird that persons would want to chastise their own Guyanese brothers and sisters for participating in something that is new to this type of new type of work or a new type of standard in our country. I would never agree that the government should contract out all the work to foreigners.
All right,
Okay, my last question. One more question, brother.
Just let me interject.
All right, go ahead.
The problem is, I don't have a problem as the brother is placing much emphasis on Guyanese getting contracts. Let me put this out clear. A lot of contracts that were being given out is the friends, family, and favorites of the PPP. People who never build a canal. I want you to listen to me. People who never build a canal collect hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts. They don't know elevation front, elevation then, and you don't know nothing. But all because you're aligned to the party, you get the power. Because I can tell you, there are many prominent Guyanese who used to build road in this country before this whole road boom took place. And because the PPP and them don't see, I tell you something, they were ostracized from certain things. Now, what did you say now? When the Heroes Highway was being constructed, people from the opposition side say, yo, man, y'all ain't doing this thing right. Yeah, we do this thing properly. Da, da, da. Oh, you're fighting progress, you're fighting development. When the opposition, the then made opposition up new, turn the same on the road, and come and get pregnant, you wash your body, baby. Guys, you want to drive them up on the Heroes Highway. People there, you're fighting progress. It took the U.S. State, the U.S. Secretary of State, Rubio, for come down over call the road Concussion Road, and you know what? After spending over 14 point something billion, you're still going to over drive more billion than over put bitumen over that. When did the forest place it should have been done properly? When it should have been done properly, I ain't got a problem with Guyanese to the pool, I want you hear me. But when it comes to national development and the spending of money from our national treasury, you got to know what you're doing, brother. Because, brother Freenan, you would never like to know that you got a house to build for $100 million. You come to me and I tell you, yeah, you can build a house, right? And when the house gone up in here, now we witness what took place in Money's place, yeah, they were building three-story come crashing down for the man and kill them. You understand what going on? You would never want to accept me with that kind of behavior. So when it comes to spending money, it means that we must get value for our money. We ain't got a problem with Guyanese getting work, but are you knowledgeable of the works that you're going to undertake? Now you are saying, oh, man, I'm satisfied with what the government is doing, brother. I don't know if you got a special package to come to you. I don't know, but take a walk around on the landscape. Don't just do that thing wherever you're living there now. With a perfect example to say where Guyana. Look at me. Today I can tell you, we went on a fact-finding mission in Kokwani last year. And right now, Kokwani is the epicenter of poverty in Guyana. People going to the shop and still buying a punk sugar. People still going to buy 2 sausage and over putting a thing. If things was so good, why did Chinese repackaging our sliced bread and selling 4 sliced bread to $100? That in itself tells you something is wrong, brother. That in itself tells you that something is wrong. Because everyone telling you, we have never handled so much money in this country in a short space of time within our 68 years. And when you look at that, brother, we are failing economically. I don't care what you tell me. Fastest economy, gold economy, blah, 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 blah. Listen to me. Poverty is facing us real time. It is facing us real time. I want to ask this question. What is the PPP anti-poverty strategy between 2026 moving forward into 2030? Answer me, my brother.
Yes. So, as it relates to the question that you asked, I think I get enough feedback. I think the main way or the main, I would say, strategy of reducing poverty, because we cannot say anti-poverty, because there is no country with a 0% poverty rate, right? So in the reduction of poverty, I think one of the main things is education. And if you allow persons to get educated so that they climb maybe in the field of whichever job they're in, they're able to elevate to a higher position, they would be able to see more income and be better off themselves as it relates to the industrial aspect of the country. The government is making. Could you allow me to? You gotta allow me to respond. No.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
You asked. I asked you a question and you went to 10 different things.
Listen.
You asked. You cannot determine how I should answer the question.
No,
I cannot do that to you.
No. I'm not determining. But I just want to
interrupt people when they're speaking. I did not interrupt you.
question. But
No,
last
but I
time I
did.
said
You
the
gotta wait. You know what? Take
PPP
note.
do not want an educated nation.
Note
Because
while
you
I'm
got to say,
speaking.
Guyana got a lot of stupid
Take
people. And
what
stupid
what
people
what type
got
what
more
type of
votes
this?
in the land
What
of
type of
over to you.
what type of respect is this? But I can two persons cannot speak at the same time. Let me say this. While I'm speaking, take note of what I said, and you could rebut me on that. You cannot interrupt me. You continue
Let
to
me speak, brother.
disrupt my
I
answer,
go ahead.
and then you will tell me I cannot
Go,
answer the
go, go,
question.
go on, brother.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Brother, go ahead.
No, good. Can I please have that respect before I proceed?
Go
Continue,
ahead, brother. Go ahead.
continue.
You go ahead.
Good. So, as it relates to the reduction in poverty, you make the opportunities for people available. So we have education that the government is focusing largely on. Continue to open avenues for persons with no formal qualification to be a part of some program. We have different ministries running different development program. We have the Ministry of Culture doing the men development program. We have the Ministry of Human Service and Social Protection that is continuously running this WIIN program for women. You have the Men on Mission program that continues to empower youth. You have the availability of opportunities that relates to everyone. Everyone was, and the fact that some persons would criticize the fact that some persons was given the opportunity to get contract. You saw this time that the government made that entire process completely public, and very few persons choose to participate in same. And when that list of persons came out and they were being called, you find that there is a whole criticism. I didn't see no one on social media on the opposition side would have said to my fellow supporters of the opposition, whichever party I'm supporting, apply and be a part of this pre-qualification process so you could also get a contract, because the contract is not only for PPP supporters. But what happened on these platforms is that they oftentimes try to muzzle their supporters into becoming a non-beneficiary of a government that is in power. And that is one of the reasons that you find that poverty continues to increase, or some persons continue to remain long in poverty. Regardless of what took place in 2015 to 2020, persons were still going out there trying to be a part of whatever was available for them. And I would love if you are speaking so you dislike poverty that much. When these opportunity comes out, or when these opportunities are published, you encourage your people. I would have listened to a APNU representative on a social media platform, and he said, why should he encourage young people to be a part of the Gold Scholarship? Of course, we don't have Harvard University in Guyana, or we don't have a scholarship at Harvard, but that is what we have available. The fact that persons having the opportunity to expand their thinking capacity and the intellectual capacity should always be promoted, regardless if you are a APNU, PNC, AFC, WIN, whatever be the case. I think our activists, our politicians need to grow that string of maturity. Regardless of who is in power, you encourage your supporters to be a part, because there aren't going to be a change in this country until 2031. So are you going to give your supporters that assurance that on 2031, there are going to be something significant that's going to happen, that's going to automatically drift you out of poverty? But if you encourage them to start now, take the opportunity that is available now. One second, I'll land him a plane in a couple seconds. I'll land him a plane now. I'll land him a plane. If you encourage people, whether they support this administration or they don't support this administration, you can make that decision at the ending of 2031, but make sure that your people is part and parcel of whatever is taking place. You cannot tell your people don't be a part of contract when you know that contract is available. You don't have to be friends and family, because that process was publicly advertised. And right on that same date that they were criticizing government for participating in public and friends and families in favor of it, a WIN councillor was in that crowd that we could have identified, because there are many more supporters of the APNU that continue to get contract and stay quiet.
All right, brother. I think I give you enough time to promote your party.
No.
No, no,
Hear
no.
what
I
I'm
was answering a
No, no,
question. I
no,
was
listen to
answering a
me.
question.
Yeah,
I
brother,
yeah,
was
no, no,
brother,
answering a
listen to me. Listen to
question.
me.
I was answering a
brother
question.
Cohen,
Please
Listen
do
to me
not.
what I had to because you have been promoting your party for the longest while. I give you the opportunity. No, with all what you said, I was listening at you for a while. And as a man, when I see I got people on my program, I just step off and give you all the floor. But with all what you said and done, I've Linden people because I start for Linden. Me and care what going on in Rupununi, what going on in Georgetown, what going on wherever. Once nothing going on for this tongue of Linden, I got a problem with that. But all what you said and done, tell me what really coming to Linden that the highlighter could say, well, yo, we benefiting from the government. You tell me now. Me, you talking now.
Gail, relax yourself in the comment. Anyhow,
Yeah.
yeah, as it relates to what is taking place in Linden, that's why I was in the comment section and asking some questions.
Yeah.
And as it relates to what is coming for Linden, I think Linden needs
No,
to
you
need
know
a
what is coming. 5 years pass and nothing will come. The only thing we're coming for Linden is fucking debt. I can't what
no,
he's
but
saying. If some people
no,
will
but
come,
Linden
but
didn't.
tell me scunt out. That's the only thing I
No,
can see them come to Linden. You tell me, 5 years gone, nothing, never do nothing much for Linden. Tell me if you satisfied with how the government treating this wonderful Auxiliary Region 10. I give you 2 minutes.
hold on. So let us start from the fact that the government would have invested billions of dollars, 190 million to improve transportation and trade in Linden. Linden benefited from the Mabura Road project.
Transportation and trade in Linden?
Well, you
What
asked,
transportation you talking? What transportation you talking about? I just asked.
yeah, but I would ask the same for the same thing. If you want to ask the question, I ask the question, and then I'll
No, but you
respond
said
based on my.
transportation. So I just lament on it. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Transportation, as it relates to $191 million aimed at the improvement of access to the interland and Brazil. There was more than 7.7 billion Letem to Linden Bridge corridor that was commissioned in 2025 that improved connectivity. Around 2.5 billion was invested in the housing development for Region 10 between 2021 to 2024. 100 million rainforest development project was launched for Wisma Shore beautification, docks and community upgrade. Linden received also a municipal grant and a subvention for parks, green space, rainforest improvement, burial grounds, and probably historical site also. In 2025, the government would have announced a 15 megawatt solar farm project that would be actually improve the electricity reliability for Region 10. In 2025, I think the president would have also announced and participate and slated a 96 billion in large scale infrastructural improvement directly towards the transportation along the Linden corridor. There's over 600. I stand corrected by the number of contractors that would have been benefited from small contract within the last administration under this government. So as it relates to the different project focus, I would say it relates largely around the fact of transportation, housing, and as it relates to house lots, I think there was I can't give the exact number, but there was a large amount of allocation that was done within that community by this government.
All right, good. We give yourself 2 minutes, right? Right. Now,
Should.
I hear you call a barrage of things, but which one of the things then that you call manifest today in the tongue of Linden? Which one of the things that you call here? Talk about transportation? I hear talk about burial grounds. Tell me the council still fighting for get us a proper burial ground.
You see, when I was alluding to the fact that the management of Linden, remember Linden is not a community, you know. Linden is a tongue. So we cannot, that's the difference. You cannot look at Linden as a developing community or a developed community. Linden is a city by itself in the, yes. So the way in which government could access and do things, it needs to come from that municipal level to allow for same to happen. But you have a community, a leadership in the community in the tongue of Linden that is lopsided and is not trying to participate in the development of their own community or their own city. So the government was attempting to remove those tolls and they go ahead.
Let me say this, Steve.
Brother Cordon.
Hold on, let me say this, Steve, quickly. Let me say this, Steve. All what you said and done just now, all what you said is promises to the people of Linden. Because 99.9% of the things that you talk about, it never manifests in this tongue of Linden. Nothing never happened. So I want to say this to you, your government.
Yalin recently got a stadium or something recently built in Linden?
Man, the stadium was started built under David Ranger. Them just come and just follow up. Don't come to the stadium. The stadium.
No, but you see, hold on. You see, that's the thing. You got to give credit where credit is due.
That I like to go turn and say, I am satisfied with what the government done.
Brother Cordon.
Those promises.
Brother Cordon, let me tell you something. I am listening to the brother here, and I can boldly say this morning is that the brother is being circumlocution. Because when you listen to me very carefully, you sat there and you spoke eloquently on the PPP plans and all these things. But I want to remind you, last year at the Luke Campaign Square, April Ali stood up and said, deliver Region 10 and Linden to the PPP, then your priorities will be met in your community. See as though that no Region 10 and Linden wasn't delivered to the PPP. Let me tell you, we continue to remain on the back foot. Now you talk about Linden and the municipality. Let me bring this here to you. The town clerk, who is the chief administrator with the affairs of the town, is a PPP lackey sitting there. Here I'm telling you, and he has done absolutely nothing in moving the town as a whole. Come on, man. You want to hear more things? I don't want to hear all the fancy talk about this being earmark and that being earmark. The stadium when you talk about the other day, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, that was started under the APNU. And it's just because you know why? People talk, because I tell you, knowing the nature of the PPP, they would have left that place to deteriorate just to come to Park, left to Park. They would have left it right there. But it's just because. So when you're talking about new synthetic truck, it started under the APNU before the no confidence motion. And because of the failure to challenge us to move the no confidence motion, that is why the stadium remains like that.
The stadium, we ain't got it free because every event that keep there, you got to pay for going. So
all right. So I want to say something, Brother Gordon, to the brother. The brother talk about education and lifting people out of poverty. Let me tell you this, the PPP don't want an educated nation because it is easy to control stupid and illiterate people. When David Granger opened the Bartram Collins College of Public Servants, when the PPP come into government, what they did, the Bartram College of Public Servants was created where people from every region could have come out there now, get the necessary training so that they can contribute to public service life and the development they had in the whole. The PPP closed that down. Do you know that at one time the PPP almost closed down the nursing school at the Charles Rose School in nursing? Those are things that you got to know, my brother. So when you talking about investment in education, and I see you put something early up before you come in talking about free education, let me tell you something. It is enshrined in the 1980 Constitution of this country that every Guyanese must benefit from education from nursery to university, and that happened under the PNC. The PPP took it away in 1994 and come and reinstate it in 2025 and got a lot of year right now, a lot of free education. Let me tell you this, the University of Guyana is our prime education institution. What did the government do now in the 5 years? Big corruption with Alupodo or Upalupodo or wherever, but some gold project. Link up there now some university in England, some university of Stratospheric or wherever they ask the university name. And when the people do get down to the bottom, the people say we never had no agreement. We never had no agreement with the government of Guyana, no gold scholarship. Bare corruption, brother. Bare corruption, because many people will get to the gold scholarship, can't love Guyana. I'm going to know with them kind of qualifications instead of pitting in no way. Why not make the necessary investment in the University of Guyana so that we then now can bring it then now to the level of the University of the West Indies or the St. George's University in Grenada? Come on, I'm talking about education. Right now under the PPP, government with all the you talking about investing in education. Check and see what is going on right now. A lot of our children are dropping out of school at the grade 9 and 11. Over to you, man.
And brother, just before you come in, just let me say this to you. If you are the same PVP that you're supporting for some airtime, for go on CNN or NCN for share your little views that I will give you, and you're getting free airtime on the highlighting program. So you better switch, friend. Switch. Free airtime you're getting on your highlighting show. You'll be welcome.
If airtime used to cost for a switch, I see the PNC would have been demolished in a long time ago, because I find there's a lot of airtime and not work time that is being allocated throughout the PNC era. So let me answer the question as the individual would have recently asked. Right? So he earmarked certain things that are the difficulty that would have faced Linden. You see, I find it difficult because one time we're speaking about a country as a whole, the entire Guyana, and then Conan, you were talking about only Linden. So forgive me for being all over the place.
If you follow this program is a Linden program.
Just now Israel, when I asked Israel a question primarily to Linden, he said that he don't concern about one place, he dealing with the entire Guyana. So I was answering.
Remember that Israel is free to his own opinion. This program is my program that I build for Lindeners. We include everybody, Israel, myself, Asim, Theodore Adams, and we call it the highlighters. So if the brothers need to speak outside, I can't tell them for don't speak outside.
No, but sometimes I would answer outside of Linden too.
The reasons for me, based in Linden, I love Linden, I belong to Linden. I don't know what's going on the outside because I'm a true Lindener. I don't care what's going on the East Bank. I care about what's going on in Linden. I don't come out of my tongue. Right? So Israel, they're more knowledgeable about out of this tongue, and I give them the opportunity to speak on it. You understand? It's an open program, but me, as one of the highlighters, I base on the tongue of Linden. Right? So take a big up. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before I wrap up? Because,
no. I was about to answer a question as it relates to the individual Israel. Israel asking me a question as it relates to how Linden had not been benefit. I think Linden need a diversification primarily. I think they need to be an economic diversification. They need to be a focus on manufacturing, probably forest processing, like do something different. That tongue would have focused their attention and the development primarily on bauxite. But we in 2026, you need to have mature leadership, and this is not me knocking only the opposite side of what takes place in Linden as it relates to their tongue and so on, because I don't have much knowledge of that. You guys should have more knowledge of it, but it needs to be a point at which leadership prioritize Linden over their personal ego. Because you're going to always find that, and as constantly as you see this taking place around the world, when that occurs, the entire country develop outside of that area. So you need leadership that is able to be enthusiastic. You need leadership that,
Here's the leadership. Y'all government or y'all people that tell people don't come and invest. Listen to me. Do not come and invest in the people who don't have money. Yes, the people who living outside there, like the same armies and all of them, who's supposed to be coming and investing in this town, build nice 3-story hotels, 4-story hotels and them kind of thing, and develop the town. They're keeping the money in Georgetown.
Let me ask you this.
So
Let me ask you a simple question. Let me ask you a simple question.
What could people telling them? What could people? I don't want certain thing.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. In case of an uprising, could you assure these investors that the building would not be burned?
Why they ain't got no uprising in Linden?
This is the only.
Brother Conan, let me answer this. Let me answer this. No, Brother Conan, the brother talk about diversification in Linden. Brother, I think you'll be misinformed, and you need to visit Linden, move around, have a foresight look, because here I want to bring to you. You talking about diversification. The PPP going to power the 2020 now almost spent $100 billion on Gaisuko that was being advised to diversify long ago, and we still continue to get $0 returns on it. So when you think about diversification in Linden, the bauxite company has been taken out of our hands a very long time. Outside of the bauxite company, the government has never made no major investment in Linden region 10 years. Listen, do you know that Linden got the most educated people in this country in capital space, and the government never built a university campus here that in Morbies. The government now got the Port Marat, at Port Marat, the Island Gas Institute, they got the Hospitality Institute, they're going to now take the Guyana refinery. You show me in the last 5 years, what did the government bring to Linden outside of the road? That you can see, look at and say, yes, they say, I put people to work. You know, we bring to Linden, the people at Linden, got to work. Get up in the morning, drain a wheat farm, and make the $1,000 when the month comes. Then we have to go to Linden people. Why in other areas you're economically empowering other people? So instead of you talking and trying to push a PPP propaganda, I don't talk about leadership, because I can tell you if your government one-sided. 2024, they came to the money of the black ceremony.
Come and invest, man.
Yeah, what tell you?
I would on my
do that. And they didn't even have proper consultation with the local leaders here. Because you know why? The PPP is a kleptocratic, ethno-fascist regime. They don't care about nobody. They do as they feel like. They do as they feel like. So when you talking about the PPP is a government right now. Let me tell you, the PPP is a bunch of slaves right now to the white man. You know, the 100 days you in parliament, the white man, a group of white people at the car and say, hey, your parliament needs to take here to share a common party for breath. So come down and you should have had consultation with us, and we plan to keep it on the fifth. You didn't plan to keep not one raw soul on the fifth. It's because the ambassadors, they have spoken. Let me tell you something. The PPP continue to destroy democratic institutions and norms in this country. And I don't know how you in your right sense could see the erosion of democracy and you continue to support the people that put a bunch of shit. I don't know why you're getting it, buddy. I don't know where you're getting it. It is the same ambassador that had to call for the government to say, yo, the country must have an opposition leader. If the people in Taka and watch the man, I don't know no way. My point I'm bringing to you, brother, the PPP continues to lead Guyana into the abyss. I don't know where you're seeing. I don't know where you're looking. I don't know if it's the little sap that you're getting, that you're sapping, and you feel that you know. But let me tell you something, brother. Move around and get more sad information as to what is going on. I don't want to hear what is earmarked, because the last time I checked, Ergel was earmarked, or Ergel is earmarked to look after the affairs of Region 10, and he ain't done one ass in this place outside of road. So I don't want to hear nothing more. I don't want to hear nothing more. How you come in or the morning breakfast to talk about budget? Oh, we got a brunch. Oh, we got a night of elegance. But when you sit down and look at that, go Region 6 and go Region 3. So when you talking about diversification of Linden, there are many articles, there are many documents that was being put together. Let me show you something. The European Union put a place at Linden, they call it Linden Economic Advancement Program. It changed from leaf to leaf. Linden Economic Fund. It changed now from leaf to land, and the money left Linden. The money left Linden. Hear what I tell you? The money left Linden. So when you talking about diversification of Linden, brother, let me tell you, the PPP and Chagdio got Linden in the black book. They got Linden in the economic black book. We're the most marginalized and ostracized community in this entire country. I don't give a nobody tell me. So you have to talk where I want. You have to see evil and calling it good and good evil. Come on, are you seeing evil? With the abundance of wealth, look the amount of corruption that's going on in this country. Look the amount of corruption. People barely get a little position in government or holding apartment buildings, or holding property in America, and all them kind of things. I don't want you stopping it. You got to tell me how you come by your dad, boy. But you know what, Mr. We sit down, you know, we eat from the PPP cup. Now we drink a cup of filth. Now we missing the more. We missing the more. And we got the audacity to come and sit down and defend stupidity. Brother, it is a real travesty, I'm telling you. It is a real travesty. Don't talk about diversification and them, because they want to tell you, the REO Dwight John, well, the former REO, those are PPP lucky. He is the chief financial officer of the region. What did those men do for the region's development? Many things that was being proposed, them men shoot it down. We got a tongue claw, Diaspora, you're lucky. Continue then now to destroy this Linden tongue. So the way you're talking about leadership, the leadership at Linden on the other side don't have access to the money. The people have access to the money. And the more they have access to the money, the more shit they're doing in the place. So I have nothing more to say. So don't talk about Linden. You have to understand Linden. We got the most educated people in this country but capital space. And you never see it fit to put a university campus here. You talking about education, investment in education. Brother, get yourself right here. Get yourself right here. Get yourself together here.
Athletics exercise.
Get it right, yeah? Get it right. Don't talk
This brother must live in some well-developed area.
We have been marginalized and ostracized. From 1992 moving forward, we have seen the demise of Linden under the leadership of the PPP. So there's one and two things here, one and two things here, one and two things there. And I want to people jumping around like headless chicken and talking about this.
The brother drink the dal, he can't see. Why you drink the dal and eat cash?
No, but hold on. I would have listened. Let me say this, right? No, let me say this. Let me say this. But maturity in politics need to be something that, hold on. Maturity in politics need to be something that is taught. Regardless if you disagree with someone's point of view, it's still that person's point of view. The person have a right to their point of view. Yeah, and I think that is what continue to deteriorate the fabric of political activism in this country. You might not agree with someone else's point of view, but that don't make them somewhat less of a human to call them out of the name and disrespect them. And based on the information that the person would have, I cannot see any names on the screen. Me screen black, right? So I ain't get to see who's speaking, right? Based on the person just at the floor. Israel. Yes, there are these things that is taking place, but how are Linden and Lindeners planning, and what are they doing to get themselves out of this situation? How would these how would the representation that you guys need would bring some aid to it? Because you cannot say, hey, let this man come and open a business. You gotta do a feasibility study. You gotta find out where these investments would be profitable to be done. Because constantly here, person, the Linden is this, Linden is that, Linden is, but what is it that you rather as Lindeners are doing rather than chastising the government? Seeking to get things done by way of allowing them to have consultation, because yes, these type of engagement. Hold on, ma. Please hold on. Let me land the plane, brother.
I have to stop you there. I have to stop you there because you're talking.
No, but you gotta be respectful to everyone on the panel, bro. When you speak, it is mute, my man. Why you so big and you can't understand that, bro?
I don't know because I have to interject you.
No, but you gotta take notes of what is being spoken. Take notes and then rebuttal. I cannot listen to you interrupting me. I have never interrupted anyone while they were speaking.
No,
but okay, well, it's my stupidness.
This morning,
Anyway, you have to allow people to speak.
What you're doing, you try to represent a party. What you're doing?
No, but here I am asking you.
People from London, they benefit.
No, but that's the thing. Are you in government? You in government? Why are you trying to tell the government what they should do?
What do you mean?
But that's a double standard.
Why are you doing it at the area?
That's a difference.
I'm telling you.
The people will whatever they're being. You guys are not listening. No, but you cannot. You gotta be respectful. You ask a question. You ask a question. No, answer the question. You interrupted me. Answer. I am not saying.
To check when you're talking, man.
Yeah, but it is not respectful.
We consulted from Cicely by going from a Kensington School of Yard.
Well, then you might need to do it differently. Well, if that's the thing. No, you gotta listen. You gotta listen, though.
The only difference I see is CASA uprising. That's the only thing I see.
Okay, let me ask you this. When did that work?
Yeah?
When did that uprising work? When did that modus operandi ever work?
When it worked? It worked a lot of times. Does understand that them investment can't pass through it? It is
no, but I'm asking. You see, the thing is, we got to deal with facts. We got to deal with.
Now you're talking about facts. I want up here the shopping is this morning. You now come in to lecture the people of London and Region 10 when you don't even have empirical evidence to support. What's up with this telling people? We've been consulting from since 1992 till now. We consulting, and anybody listen to us? Just imagine I just tell you 2024. Come to for the independence celebration. Had no consultation with the Mayor Sharma Solomon, no consultation there with the regional chairman Darren Adams. They just come and do us to be like, so what consultation you talking about? What consultation? If we can consult on simple matters, if we cannot consult on simple matters of moving, coming together for a simple event, you can consult the need for economic prosperity and movement of the town and the region as a whole. Brother, listen to me. Our democracy is an inclusionary, consultative, participatory democracy. And let me tell you something, the PDP practice none of that. The PDP practice none of that. So while you sitting there and you being fed a bunch of filth, what you need to do, jump on a bus where you got your little spare time, come around Linden, spend a day, move around the highlighted team with glad even pay for 2-day hotel for you. Go book one in the hotel, come move around, get the car, move around, drive around, and get a look at the place and you tell me and query and ask. So when you talking about consultation and diversification, let me tell you something. We had many scholars who have put together documents on the diversification of Linden away from backside. Nothing was done on it. But all you could do, even though